Phew, barely made it.
Oh, no!
Freeze! There's no escape!
Damn it, no ammo.
Stay there, I say! Surrender! This time luck isn't on your side!
Let's check it out.
Shit!
What the hell is that?
Oh, crap!
You missed, motherfucker!
What the fuck is going on?
Wow, this must be my lucky day. The link is in the description box.
At magandang umaga mga ka-CSGO! Nagbabalik muna tayo sa group stage ng IEM Rio 2023. Ako nga pala si Dad Femina at kasama ko si Josuave para sa morning shift ng Filipino broadcast na by the way ay hatid sa inyo ng Focus Fire Gaming. Alam mo yung special sa duo natin, Josh? Yang sina Doc, sina Sneaky, si Naufu, si Echo, yung mga fellow casters natin. Mga nakatulog na at lahat nagpapahinga na, di ba? Tapos sila mag-cast eh. Tayo, literal, kagising lang para sa series na to at grabe yung magiging bagger na to. OG versus Cloud9 at para ito sa upper semis bracket ng ating Group B, diba?
And that's the beauty of it, diba? We have the long end of the stick. Meron tayong advantage of sleep or lack of sleep deprivation. Yeah.
May breakfast pa nga ako eh, dito lang sa table ko habang hinihintay lang yung game na ito. I mean, you just sit back, relax, at pwede natin sabayan ng ating mga casters habang kumakain tayo, habang nag-enjoy lang sa ating favorite CSGO teams na maglalaban ngayon sa ating gabi or umaga. Na ito, OG versus Cloud9 mga kaibigan. And I gotta say OG are becoming one of my favorite teams. Kahit sabihin natin underrated sila, kahit sabihin natin na underdog sila ngayon, okay lang kasi parang sobrang interesting na match ito eh. Kasi on a head-to-head basis, medyo may idea ka na kung sino yung positive sa record ng isa't isa. The last time na naglaban ang OG at ang Cloud9 was for a qualifier para sa IEM Dallas early this month lang. Mga, ano ba ngayon, mga April 4 pa lang sila naglaban, tapos alam na agad since 2-0 na nanalo yung Cloud9 ng time na yun. Since then, OG have beaten 4 teams in a row and that's including Vitality. In these past 4 games, may dalawang on top of their game. We have somebody like Dexter, star upper para sa team nila, at saka etong si Flames. Pero hold on, may interview lang tayo.
What has the mentality been like for the team? What's the feeling within the team? How are you guys taking it? Is it just the same or is it completely changed? Where the team at?
Okay, so of course it's not the same, but all of us are professionals. So sometimes you can lost when even you can't imagine it. Of course, we didn't expect that we didn't qualify for the last major. I think the most important thing that it will be the last major. Yeah. For example, if we didn't qualify for Belgium or Stockholm or Rio, it wasn't so important, but because of the last big tournament of CSGO, maybe it didn't allow us to qualify in the last matches because we have tons of pressure. But 2 days ago, we understand that now we can do nothing, and we have just to continue, and we have to prove that it.
Alam ko yung naglag.
Takot din ako eh. Actually, but I mean, you know, I think we already had like a pretty good idea of what they were gonna talk about din naman eh. I think it was talking about like yung sentiment nila about not being able to qualify para sa Paris Major from last DV, and I really feel that is like the biggest disappointment, the biggest blemish sa record ng Cloud9 eh.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it, we saw them in ESL Pro League Season 17 not too long ago, and they got all the way to the finals, again, up against FaZe Clan. No, and this is pretty funny, no? Kasi you saw that happen a few weeks ago, and then sa LCQ na tong blast qualifiers, na 0-2 sila ng FaZe.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of disappointment, but sabi nga niya, move on.
I mean, they have to, diba? I mean, yeah. Masakit kasi yun nga yung pinaka-huling major ng CSGO, and the next time that we'll probably see like a major for Counter-Strike will be sa CS2 pa, and that's like 2024 or the next year na makikita natin. Kaya it's kind of disheartening, medyo heartbreaking kung Cloud9 fan ka lalo, pero I mean, kung makakabawi sila, better na makabawi sila dito sa IEM Rio 2023, di ba? The best time para magkaroon ng parang statement to ulit ng Cloud9. Even if wala tayo sa huling major sa 2023, right? Actually, for CSGO as a whole, di ba? I mean, we can cement our legacy as one of the teams na nakapag-qualify dito. Pero hold on, another interview at mukhang yung coach ng OG naman ang maririnig natin.
Experience, you've done this before, but also one thing maybe the fans don't know is that you've been at every single event that I even see OG at. You always here. So is it easy?
I don't think it's easy because you kind of get out of it. So taking like a timeout and being like ready mentally to make like a call is like still hard for me. That's probably what you see also in the Vitality game. I was very conservative with the timeouts. But I know the boys, like they know me, I'm around as you said. But it will take some time to get in there, but I hope I can help them.
You were really loud though yesterday, mate. You were super animated the whole time as well, and it was a crazy game. So a nice way to come back in?
Yeah, like 100%. Like the boys showed like good resilience. We came back on T side, but I'm an emotional guy. I'm like feeling a lot into the game with it, and I think it also shows. And I hope the boys can get the same feeling because I think if we're hyped up, we can do like great things.
Definitely, and it seemed like it because you bailed yourself out of a game you were so far behind. This time though, Cloud9, even with them not making a major, they're still such a deadly team. For you guys, this will be a chance to really beat one of the elite teams. How important is that for OG right now in the development?
I think it's very important. I think we want to go to a top 5 contender spot, but as people know, we have a very young squad. I think like we're the second or third youngest team. We have like players that just are literally like 19, 20, right? So I think this experience is very good, and I think the more we can win against them, the better it will be for the future.
Now, I do have to mention the Dallas game where it was a close qualifier, right? And you guys didn't really have a chance in that one. It was them kind of running over you, 2-0, but also you individuals didn't show up. What have you said to the guys before going in this one to make sure that doesn't happen again?
I think the boys just need to be there, and we just need to understand which type of team we're playing, right? They have a very special type of like play style they want to execute, and I think if we're ready for that type of like play style, I think we can also beat them.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Kakafi, thank you very much for the info and good luck, mate. We'll have to see how it goes because this game is going to be a banger. Cloud9, it's all or nothing for them. For OG, they're riding high. Let's see when one rides it into the server.
See, I think that's like the primal thing na masarap pag-usapan eh when it comes to this matchup. Both teams, they have like a pretty different approach pagdating dito sa matchup na to. Cloud9 have all the pressure in the world. Last CSGO qualifier for a major, hindi sila tuloy nakapasok kaya kailangan nilang bawiin, 'di ba? They have the ranking of one of the top tier teams. Actually, one of the best teams in CSGO by far nga naman, 'di ba? And not a lot of teams have that same regard, but since they have very disappointing results kahit nung last qualifier, kahit nung last time na nakita sila ng FaZe sa Pro League din. Diba? They had like a lot of disappointing routes. Now, man, ngayon kailangan nila bumawi at syempre, kung matatalo sila, lalo silang mahihirapan, diba? Pero sa OG, it's the coin flip naman dito. Kasi they're expected to lose. And even if they don't win this, meron namang lower bracket na pwede nilang i-meet later yung Cloud9. Down the road lang din naman.
Yeah, I think there's a certain beauty in the storyline that we have today. It's kind of similar to yesterday. We had Big versus Heroic, wherein of course meron tayong underdog, ang David natin si Big, and surprisingly, with this reverse sweep, they move on victorious against Heroic. Today, you're gonna see a little bit of a rehash of that. OG with the young squad and their growing pains as well, as they develop. Nakita natin whether or not that development has been enough to go up against this stellar squad that is Cloud9. It's gonna be a challenge to say the least, man.
You gotta respect then the development for OG kasi back when they had Nexa as the IGL, parang yung playstyle nila was revolving around those passive playstyles. Hindi na na-unlock yung mga riflers. See Flames, yes, he was putting on stellar performances, but he wasn't really enabled to a point na hindi siya binibigyan ng freedom at all to do whatever he wants to do. Parang somebody like Nico na medyo mas flexible in a way na hinahayaan niya yung mga teammates na nagawin kung ano yung gusto niya for the most part of the round. And the calls have been stellar so far. Since then, ever since na pinatala na sa Nexa, mas nag-stabilize na yung forces ng riflers nila. Si Neofrag, nagkakaroon ng confidence sa mga fights nila. And I think that's like the important thing when you're coming up against a top tier team like Cloud9. You have that trust within each other. And that comes with the helm of a really good IGL like Nico that steps into a really new role pagkatapos ng ma-stand-in niya once na naging inactive itong si Nexa. Well, on the other side, we have Cloud9 naman where they literally have star power for their roster as a whole. The best rifler in the world in Axile at saka one of the best oppers in the game and possibly the best player overall in the form of Shiro. Oo, malaki yung pressure kaya the last time that we saw him, medyo shaky siya. Mentally and physically. This time, I really hope that he bounces back.
Yeah, now it's time for them to make that statement. Cloud9 on the T side, makikita natin if there has been any changes in what they are going to be bringing to the table right now. But OG, again, waiting for this first round in the challenge. This is going to dictate the course of course, our first match. Or our first game, rather, no, Nico already waiting here. And I think they do have a pretty good read saan papunta ang Cloud9 because Nico holding the spot. Kasi the timing is just not there. They walk right on through. But Fico is there to back it up. 2 quick kills, stopping the Cloud9 push already. Slowing it down to a halt as Nafani is going to try and take back some space that has been denied to them. Trades coming in all over the place, but now it's going to be a 2v3 playing around the smoke. Dexter is trying to find some kind of information as the bomb is going to be going down. And he does find Zero. Buster's all alone, stuck in the middle of a site, doesn't know where to look, and he does have information. But, walang malakas sa tatlo, pare. He's just going to fall.
That's the thing about the positioning from tong sa mga players ng OG. I believe it was Nico who was holding yung backside ng ating B site itself instead of holding that market because siya yung point of contact na siya yung parang ipina-focus ng Cloud9 but on the other hand wala din silang split push na nangyayari kaya hindi nila take into account yung mid player na si Fiku who just gets 2 free kills at hindi tuloy nakapasok ang Cloud9 because of that. They did however add a bit of a chance since Buster actually tucked himself dun sa little bit of a corner on default but in any case OG already wrapped it around but nakuha agad yung site control pagkatapos patayin yung dalawang nakapag-entry at dito magsisimula siguro ang kanilang magiging 2-0 since they have a couple of rounds in. It's an MP9 push out from Dexter and a free spray papunta kay Shiro meaning that he is limping, a dead man walking. 3 kills papunta ka din kay Buster. Nag-hesitate na si Shiro na kumuha ng forward position. But he still does have that eagle. Konting damage lang papunta dito sa players ng Cloud9. It's just all left to Shiro na lang. Pagkatapos patay ni Nico, itong si Hobbit. He's alone na 1v5 but now with Dexter low on HP kasama si Flames. Pwede siya ma-one tap. Ayun na nga. Patay na patay ang AWP player niyang OG.
Yeah, but after everything that has happened dun sa first part of that round, medyo maganda. Makikita mo yung protocol ng OG here. They react to that push. You have one person up close and then Flames on the backside to provide some support, provide some suppressing fire when our frontliner wants to back off. That's really nice. It's really nice to see this kind of adjustment. Yeah, and Dexter up in the front, Flames with the utility and the better long-range gun to suppress that push. And basically, they really just stopped Cloud9 right there. And medyo makalat yung Cloud9 dito You called it out in the first round. There was so much presence over towards one side of the map. And it's the same thing here, right? Mid presence, you have all the utility. But now, Cloud9 showing a better default here. Hopefully they can find a better grasp of the map control that you would expect from this squad that we said nga kanina. That they have this star power, they have the experience. And this isn't exactly the most... Yeah, like I said, this isn't exactly the most experienced-looking squad in the first few rounds right now. Parang a little bit of pressure to prove that they're still worthy of being called one of the best teams in CSGO at the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing about yun yung storyline nga natin dito sa game natin to. Kasi Cloud9, they're more expected na sila yung magpupush through kasi they're one of the top teams in the world ngayon. Pero they haven't qualified for Blast sa Paris Major mismo. They shook up against FaZe. And you're saying that they're not on a hot streak ngayon. They're definitely down on the dumps. But Shiro, Look for some pressure over at mid. Naglagay na nga dito ng smoke para mabait si
Nice.
Nico, and it does work out perfectly. Split push, pushing out over towards B. At ito yung nawawala kanina, kaso namatay agad dahil si Pico at si Neofrag holding down yung front lines over at P and middle.
No shot.
Pico with another USP in hand. Dilabas ang pistol. Nag-push kay Buster, kaso Buster finding yung patay dito kay Pico. Nakita niya agad yung pag-rotate ni Dexter. Lumabas agad sa backplat. Shiro and Buster finding these picks doon sa B site. Inopen up yung site. 4 seconds to plant. Flames finding 1v1 against the rifler of Buster. And Flames nag-wrap around. Tinatry i-peek out itong si Buster, kaso napatay siya. The guy who has stepped up bigs around the to has won it with a 3K.
Great setup here, no? Not the most stellar start to the round, pero Shiro, presence of mind, he knows exactly how to feed some false information sa kanyang kalaban. Konting fake news to ruin the defense, no? And when you set that up, pare, pagkapasok, pagka-peak, he was ready for it. And that constituted some confusion in the defense ng OG. It was able to find that small crack in their defense, and they really opened it up to be able to enter into that site and start to deal some damage. You know, it didn't get too far as well. So, I mean, 2-1. Good start para sa OG, but Cloud9 stopping that initial momentum is gonna matter so much.
I think we're gonna get into a very quick tech pause nga lang dito. Kasi
May tech din tayo kanina diba, before it started.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, but it's okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, they need to be 100% their gear, kaya, you know, it's kind of interesting. One of their players got disconnected, kaya, you know, we'll be connected back into the game very, very shortly. And habang wala pa yung mga players na bumalik dito, konting podcast lang tayo. And natapos na agad ang shortest podcast in the freaking
Ever.
world.
We just said the word podcast and it's over, guys. That's the best.
Ayaw lang nila nang marinig yung boses.
Looking at the buy right now, though, it's gonna be a little bit more of a Speedy Gonzalez approach. Cloud9 running it down along with the utility, and I think OG has heard all those sound cues now, so they're gonna be responding in kind. Konting adjustment, trying to find out where the actual push is right now. I mean, Flames also in an awkward spot, and they're trying to reclaim space that could have been lost. I like this, no? Kasi they're forcing OG to waste their utility that could be used for the retake, that could be used to make an actual defense. But because of all that noise made at the start of the round, napapa-overthink yung OG dito. Di nila alam. Baka may malapit na, baka nasa may 8, baka nasa may B. Maybe they're actually in mid. You don't know.
Wait.
You have no idea.
Medyo may problema ako dito kasi they leaving the most important player dito sa mid push na ginagawa ng C9 only on a deagle. Kaya pwede sila mag 5-man waterfall of Hobbit to get the first. At even though na nag-iisa lang siya, nandun naman si Dexter kaya they get 3 picks instead. Nafany trying to hold the lurk through and napatay niya itong si Flames. That's a really good shot. The spray not enough. Neofrag gets another kay Nafany. It's all on Buster na naman. Nakita natin ito kanina at kailangan mag-clutch siya with a 1v3 na ngayon. Tries to get the first shot and the peek out. Kunti na lang sa ticket, kaso napatay siya. A really good long-range angle fight. And Dexter shutting down yung momentum ng Cloud9.
Damn. Hello, speaking within a stream. 15-9 NIP on the cusp of getting the last map in the series.
You know what? That's part. Kasi Alexi B has not had the best year.
He
You
has
know what's a
not,
good-
man. He hasn't.
You wanna know what's a good way na makabawi ka? Is if you actually toppled tong 9, the team that actually toppled you in the last tournament.
Bawi lang. Parang ngayon right now, diba? After all that noise at the start of the round, bumawi naman ng OG to stop it. Now we're looking at a 3-1. At ngayon, wala na namang pera yung Cloud9. Hobbit trying to deal some damage, but failing to actually convert that into a kill. Although, maganda to. Look at this crossfire over in mid. And Neofrag has the presence of mind to come back onto the site. May feeling siya na baka may nakapag-lurk na up close and personal. He does find it. Nandyan na ang second kill. and now they know that A site is under wraps para sa kanila. Cloud9 is kind of struggling to find any kind of map control kasi look at this, over in mid, dalawa yung nakabantay, Shiro walks right into it, and now it's Axile. I think he only has a Glock, if my eyes are not mistaken.
No, that is a Glock. The skin kind of
Yes.
makes it look like a P2.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Walks in. A crossfire of sorts. One on the left and one just right in front of your face, man. Napakalaki ng deficit na meron ngayon ng Cloud9. I believe they only have won one round sa buong Mirage map natin dito, and it's kind of concerning kasi on T side, I would have felt na mas komportable sila dito, considering that they have literally one of the top lurkers dito in the game on Hobbit. But they've been playing this in a way na sama-sama sila ditong nagpuput ng pressure, which does not look good because OG, may playstyle sila na sinisplit nila agad apart yung mga constructed teams. Kapag nagpupush sila ng sama-sama, naiisa-isa sila eh. And that kind of puts the tempo away. Lalo na sa team katulad ng Cloud9. Even if they're the best in the game, nalalason sila because of the playstyle of OG. Smokes out sa mid. Nafany expected to make a move dito sa may mid side. The IGL of the team. Kailangan niya mag-step up. The calls have not been doing so well eh. At sa mga force plays na ginagawa nila dito, ngayon pa lang sila nag-split push. Ngayon pa lang sila nakapag-feel out ng setup para dito sa OG on the CT side. And again, Flames, the guy who needs to gatekeep itong connector player na to. At sa pag-push niya dito sa smoke, nako, napakalapit na dito kay Nafany. Kasama niya itong si Neo Frag, napakalapit na sa isa't isa. Hindi nila alam, kakalabas lang sa smoke. Napatay ni Flames si Nafany. At least na-weed out ng IGL. Neo Frag nakakita na naman ng isa. Hobbit nailed out before nakapasok dito sa connector area. Axel, sobrang late nakita si Dexter pero napatay agad ni Flames bago pa man siya pumasok sa A site. At kahit na-plant nila yung bomba, this is crucial kasi now they have a little bit of map control. They even find tong si Nico on the long range angle.
Trying to find the kind of patience that they have, holding it down up against the three. Neofrag now all alone, tries to make a difference, but is not going to be able to convert. And yeah, that Femina, sabi natin kanina, they haven't been playing their usual default and not taking that map control that you usually want to see out of this Cloud9 squad. But now that nakaslickers yata natin, no? We called it out, they adjust, and then it happens. I'm starting to think that maybe the joke lang. Pero this is exactly what Cloud9 need to do, no? Reestablish their usual protocols and you just bring in all their learnings, all their experience together as a team to actually make a difference. It was a little scrappy though sa mid, no? Kasi very unsure sila of where they really actually wanted to go. But in the end, it did work out. They found their way onto the site. And somehow this 2v3 flipped in the way of Cloud9, but now it's a 4-2 in our scoreline. And wow, okay, 9 is challenging NIP here.
And 9 is about to cast Circus me.
Yun nga.
Talaga yun eh. Naka-circus ko ata yung nip dito. Alam mo, next time kapag nakita ko yung stream, yung stream B, yung kung sino yung gusto ko manalo, I'm just gonna try to cast circus. Yung kalaban nila. Yun lang gagawin ko siguro. Kasi honestly, I'm a Nip fan. And I like what Headtrick has been doing so far. Like, yeah, one of the Navi junior prospects. Ang ganda ng shot kay Kyler. Hindi dapat ito yung kinakast natin. Ha? Gusto ko lang makita yung game na to.
I mean, who doesn't like it either, right? Nip, of course. Some crowd favorites, diba? I mean, kahit ako, kahit si Doc, it doesn't really matter. You see NIP on the screen and you really want to see them be victorious. But now we're going to be moving into round number 7 of our game. OG still in control, but Cloud9 is slowly wrapping their hands around the map, starting to feel it out and find those small weaknesses the defense ng OG. And now they're looking like they actually have some ideas about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Palace push kasi this is I believe the second time that they only did this. Yung difference lang is kasama na itong si Nafany. I believe itong si Buster, which is again now becoming one of the
Oh.
priority picks dito para sa Cloud9. Nafany, good shot. Kakalabas lang sa Palace. Nilabas niya yung kanyang lead. Nako, not a good timing. Axel though, nasa connector. At least gumagawa ng moves. Finding yung dalawang picks dito onto the OG squad. Again, they forced themselves palabas doon sa Palace at agad-agad na naplant yung bomba sa A, forcing si Dexter at si Fiku on the 2 versus 3 late call.
A little bit of an awkward situation here because now Cloud9 has been able to create the space and hold it down with just the right amount of utility. The smoke delaying this retake even longer. So as an angle, kita niyo si Axel, it's a 2v2, but they're running out of time, trying to do some damage, and they do try to find some more. Shiro and Buster are gonna have their work cut out for them if they do want to get away. But alas, OG has let go of the reins, and it's for the 3 now.
A lot of stuff
Ang consistent
happening dito.
nung pagtingin natin ng Stream B, every round we go back to Stream B, and you see this comeback from 9.
And it
slowly.
suddenly, wala na.
Diba? Okay, there you go.
Let's go! Let's go, Nip! Let's
The
go,
satisfaction.
Config! Let's go, man. That's Nip. Ninjas in pajamas, bro. They're actually qualifying. Papunta dito sa ating next bout. But yeah, that's all for our Stream B, mga kaibigan. Alam niya na naman nanalo si Alexi B. Ngayon, kaya nga ng Cloud9 malalo dito. Lots of pressure on their side. Nafany, siya yung mag-e-entry. Walang takot. Nasa loob na agad ng site. Kailangan hanapin ni Nico. Pero naka-pistol lang ang nag-iisang Ankoro. All the way over to that B site control. Dexter, so late to the call. Nabigay na agad yung site over to the players on Cloud9. Kaya, hinayaan na lang si Hobbit to let that mid play get cut off. At kailangan na lang i-clear to kaso Neofrag at si Pico talagang ginamit ng dalawang guns na meron sila para mapatay itong si Hobbit. Shiro to get another kay Neofrag. At least nandito yung trade. At least napatay nila yung isa pa. But they still need to worry about the rifle na si Axel who's spraying and praying pero hindi siya na-bless. Napatay ni Pico. Hindi si Jesus. Kaya even if OG get the picks, C9 they still walk away with an equalization.
Yep. I like the fact that we're able to see Cloud9 actually turn up after those last few rounds. The medyo scrappy. It's not definitely not their usual form, but now they're slowly getting themselves into that rhythm, and OG is kind of having to react to that. No, kasi they did have the lead early on in the game, and now that we are kind of approaching halfway through our first half, that's a quarter. Yes, we know how to math. Pero marunong kami mag-math, kahapon lang hindi.
True. Truly. Nahirapan tayo sa pag-calculate. Yeah.
So much utility sa mid.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point of contention na ginagawa lagi ng Cloud9 eh. Si Nafany yung the guy who's actually using yung fourth position. Kaya yung Cloud9, they're actually experimenting with something where si Nafany yung unang papasok since mamatay din naman siya eventually. He's the IGL. If the guy dies, then 90% of his focus papasok dun mismo sa kung ano yung kinocall niya, not in the game itself. Kaya, in these moments, Nafany is the guy to look out for Cloud9 para makakuha ng lead against OG this time. I really like the smoke kasi now they can't even force themselves outside of A without using a flash. And they need to expend it. But sino yung pinakamalapit? That will be the call galing dito kay Hobbit. Pero with this rotation, baka dito na manggagaling ang Cloud9. But not the smoke dissipates. Hindi niya nakita si Neofrag until he flicks up. Dexter at least has a good info at ang ganda ng shot niya papunta kay Hobbit. That doesn't neutralize the plan though. Papasok pa rin ang Cloud9 sa loob ng A despite the 4 versus 4 na naging 3 na lang na players on OG na headshot si Flames. Natanggal ang ulo na pugutan mga kaibigan. At ang OG, nako, kailangan na naman mag-retake or mag-save ng 3.
I'm looking at the money ng OG right now. I don't think they do want to attempt a retake. I have an op. You want to get these guns into the next round and have some utility. Kasi right now, they are looking a little bit more like a mess kasi Cloud9, I think, know exactly how to push their buttons right now. That presence over in mid, the usage of the utility to actually deny the information from OG, actually feeding them some false information. Kasi nakita natin yung kanina, Shiro with the smoke, and now they're doing it with a lot more commitment. No, they know exactly what to. Wow, Dexter shot him out of the sky. But anyway, yeah, a lot more commitment of utility galing sa Cloud9 is able to make OG actually doubt what's going on. And it's so good because you have Buster lurking around, catching these people off timings na nag-rotate sila, making it less likely that the retake is gonna be there. Kasi nababawasan yung firepower and the utility that will get themselves back onto the site. And I think we can actually see that the coach calls that time out, no? That he recognizes na nahanap na ng Cloud9 yung weakness ng OG, and it's time for them to actually adjust.
I think they recognized din yung naging setup kasi sa defense, they were looking towards that triangular position, and Flames was yung pinakamalaking point of criticism kasi siya yung responsible dun sa Palace push, and there wasn't a push, but that one point of util, yung flash na nilabas ni Hobbit yung tumulong sa pag-push out. Actually, si Buster pala yung gumamit ng flash from Palace, kaya nakapag-push out si Hobbit all the way from A main. Hindi tuloy ginamit yung position ni Neofrag na maayos, and that flash actually neutralized yung angle na meron ng AWP. But Dexter, again, trying to make his presence known sa mid side. He whiffs the shot dahil doon sa smoke na labas ng Cloud9. The reposition, balik agad doon sa apartments push para ma-pressurize na naman yung magiging position ni Piku all the way over to the B site, mga kaibigan. Agad ni-axa lang nades ang mollies, tinatry i-spray palabas ng kitchen, and all that they can do is spray kasi Cloud9 are playing this very perfectly with passive positions.
And I like what you said about pressure. Now, Cloud9 is forcing OG into a spot wherein di nila alam kung saan sila titingin. But with the right response, they might be able to explode. Because if you put too much pressure on an object in the wrong place, it's gonna blow up in your face right now. And as you can see, it's the pressure binibigyan ng Cloud9 over towards mid. It's not exactly the same kind of pressure, and the small change in rhythm here enables OG to retake that space and actually come up and take some map control from behind them. Nico has an angle, and they're really just waiting. Cloud9 changing the rhythm. I don't know if this is the best idea though.
I'm dead because Nafari just floating.
Yeah, I mean, look at him right now. Like, hello?
Diba? And that's kind of weird. That's kind of stupid. But Flames, again, the jungle push that tries to pressurize yung connector outcome and only results in 1 but 2 kills from OG. That's more than enough para sa kanilang defense. At ngayon, hinahold na rin ng Hell and Buster. Man, talagang hinatid na siya mismo ni Neofrag. Babay, sabi ng OG. They have enough time. A little bit para makapag-plant ang bomba, and they force OG to play their own hand game. 2 versus 3, Hobbit, a great spray. Shiro nakapag-equalize, and this now makes it possible para sa Cloud9 to get the 6th round win. Fiku, nakita niyo yung barrel, na-spot niya yung barrel. Shiro, napatay sa wallbang ni Fiku. It's not all on Hobbit, who gets sprayed down immediately by Fiku, the neutralizer. The guy who does it all para makuha ang 5th round para sa OG.
Yeah. Change in rhythm from Cloud9. I think they wanted to maybe bait OG into a spot wherein kasi you saw how they were set up over here in mid. They were waiting for OG to move forward to take back that space and actually walk into the crossfires that they had. Kasi hindi nangyari, no? OG was sitting tight, waiting for something to actually happen. And it kind of turned the tables para sa kanila. Kasi when they did finally choose move into the site, it got so costly. They lost so much manpower, so much utility. And even if they did get the bomb down, ang hirap eh. They didn't have all the resources they needed.
Double AWP setup para din sa OG, especially on the CT side. Hindi na nila tinitingnan yung Palace kasi double down na sila agad doon sa may main ni Frag. Stopping Hobbit before mag-start agad yung lurk. That's important because now Cloud9, they have less of an insurance policy. The guy who needs to cut off rotations has now been picked off immediately. Ngayon ang OG, they can just go back double down agad ng defense over from Ticket and watch the Palace push na lang. Instead, they move on to mid. Nico puts a little bit of damage kay Nafany and that's just more than enough to make them dissuade yung push nila sa mid.
Little bit of a switch dito. Now OG finally able to force Cloud9 to back off after all that setup, after all the patience. But I like this. Now you have the lineups. You have OG double thinking whether or not they should be holding these angles, whether or not Cloud9 has rotated off, despite the fact that they have not. And again, the play just does not work out. Dexter does find some good timing onto that, and there goes all the noise coming in towards B's side. Fiku is ready for it, and now Axel is trying to follow up with a little bit more damage. But there goes Flames. The backup is there. Shiro now all alone in a 1v4. Has the op, has one flash. There's so much stacked against him, but he does find Fiku. One less person to worry about, but he is stalking his way forward, trying to gain some ground, trying to find that space. They do lose the round, but Shiro does some damage. He didn't
OG's
die.
forward positions, man.
He didn't die.
He keeps you up. And that's a small W. But in exchange, they give a lot of economic damage. I mean, you gotta respect the forward positions. I mean,
Yeah.
Nifrag, Dexter, the duo that does important things para hindi sila magiging behind sa kung ano yung initiative para dito sa Cloud9. Before they can even make a move dun sa main, you can see that Dexter was also willing to take that forward position even if his back was turned. As in, like, yung Palace open, walang nakatingin. Flames was already on the other side of the map. And he's the guy who's usually sa jungle. Kaya, that was a huge risk. That was a 50-50 na hindi na-expect ng Cloud9 at all. It caught them off guard where Nifrag just takes an important shot kay Hobbit. And because they locked down yung A main position, they're now getting themselves a choice to either go back to mid, lock it down for the second time, na predictable move. That again, Nico, the guy, the IGL para sa OG, na-call na niya agad yun bago man gawin ng Cloud9 eh. And this time they need to make a choice. A decision. A really smart choice para ma-surprise na naman ang OG. Pero baka ma-turn yung tables dito kasi sila yung nagpo-push. Sila yung magsusurprise sa Cloud9. Fiku! It's a 3-man push towards mid na hindi na hinihintay ang Cloud9. Now they're on a chokehold. Now, sila naman yung nababackstab. At yung Cloud9, oh no, just waiting impatiently. Shiro finding the first shot with that EWP. And maybe that could be good enough. But before they can even lock down the site, they get locked out of it because of a molly set up by OG itself. Neofrag, first shot again over to Hobbit. And this neutralizes the numbers away from Cloud9. Ang OG slowly and surely finding picks left and right. Nico with a shot towards Shiro. It's all on Buster na naman. The third time that this guy has been locked into a 1 versus 3 clutch. He has to do it again in 35 HP. But he does not cut the pie. Napatay sa AWP ni Fiku of all people. And OG are showing how they play their game, man. Grabe.
Change in rhythm is so much for OG, no? Kasi this entire half so far, they've been playing in so deep into the site that Cloud9 is able to take that control that they do want and make it a point of contention of whether or not Cloud9 is going to A, whether they're going to B, or if they're trying to take those picks. But now OG took the fight to them, and Cloud9 did not know how to respond, dropping 2 in the process, and they really funneled them over here towards the left, but they were just ready for it, just like right now. Dexter coming in with 2 frags, not letting them in. The bomb is out of their hands, and Neofrag is there to follow up as well. Falling down to shambles. Dexter good for another, and now it's Shiro over in mid trying to find some kind of purchase. He does do some damage, but Flames is there. At the end of the day, that's still another round for OG.
Alam mong masaya yung team kapag numingiti si Young Sheldon.
That doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah,
He's a hard man to make smile.
Hindi nga makontento eh, di ba? Mahirap makontento si Young Sheldon eh. Yeah. And it's a good sign because mentally OG definitely on the high. Pero you can't say the same din sa Cloud9 eh. Nagsimula na yan nung nagtatry sila mag-LCQ sa Blast Premier or sa Blast TV Paris Major. They haven't been doing too much. Neofrag again, the guy locks down a main. Napatay si Nafany at Hobbit. Shiro, at least he neutralizes with one, but he needs one more para maging 3 versus 3 ito. Cloud9, they're on a hustle. They're not doing that much para makuha nila yung advantageous positions. The A main control na tinatry nilang gamitin ng paulit-ulit, nawawala sa grasp nila.
And the plans are not working. The set plays are still there. Kaso OG seem to just have the read about how to dismantle their positions here. 2 people peeking in, getting that kill. Perfect crossfire as well, but now it's Buster and Shiro against the world. 1 minute in, medyo malapit lang naman sila sa site. And I like this. Now, they had the patience to wait for a rotation to come in from OG. And now A site is wide open for the taking.
Oh no.
Problem now is whether or not they can actually convert this into a post plant that is going to be going well for them. Kasi look at this. They only have a dummy grenade, if I'm not mistaken. Ang hirap nito para sa setup. They even get hit by the frag. Little bit of damage onto Buster. And now OG are slowly working their way into the position to go in for the retake from all sides. It's going to be so hard para kay Buster, para kay Shiro to hold off against this because there is so much damage. They have the smoke, they have a flash, they even have a frag grenade to go in. But they're running out of time. They have to decide right now about what they want to do. Fico gets Buster Shiro in a good angle, but they do have a feeling about where he is. He's gonna try and take it back, but Flames will get rid of him. And that's gonna be another round para sa OG.
Again, just a testament kung paano sila nagiging confident sa mga duels nila. That's another time that Neofrag has locked them out sa A main with his close rifling fast forward position. And you can credit this man a lot kasi in this sort of situation, normally lalabas ng flash yung Palace player pero they had 3 people doon sa A main kaya wala talagang nagpa-flash sa kanya. Walang nagwi-weed out ng isang split push na pwedeng gamitin para ma-counter yung positioning nitong si Neofrag. Again, being the reliable caller, again, being one of those players na nagiging instrumental sa success ngayon ng OG this time so far. Nafany though, nakakaamoy agad, nalalason itong si Dexter. Nasa loob lang ng smoke, hinihintay yung peek out ni Hobbit at ayun na nga, the shot from the AWP. Pero Nafany is still waiting in the wings. A good shot from the Galil. It's actually gonna find Dexter to equalize things. Nawala na yung AWP player. Masyado nang naging aggressive sa pag-push over to the mid side. And Flames just trying to hold his cross. At hinihintay na lang yung push out over to the connector area, but Nafany siya hesitating. Inamoy na agad yung position ni Flames na dink, pero yun lang yung magagawa niya. A little bit of a crossfire. Shiro again with a shot kay Nico, and this is good enough. Even if they have low members para sa Cloud9, kayang-kayang i-push with the 4 versus 2 this time around. Axel though gets headshotted out of this good night. Pico nakuha patay agad itong si Axel and makes it a little bit more even, but the thing is, Buster is a little bit late to the call. Kanina pa nandoon sa Palace while Neofrag masyado nag-overthink over to that A main position habang si Shiro narinig na agad ni Neofrag. Hinihintay na lang yung pag-push ni Shiro at slowly, calmly makikita kung ano yung mangyayari sa pag-push ng 12 HP player ni Shiro. Kaso the timing! Napatay ni Shiro ang nag-iisang nag-hold sa A main. It's all on Fiku, the guy who has clutched up big in big moments for OG. But now that he's crossed, alam na kung saan siya manggagaling kaya nag-reposition sila all the way over to that A main position. But this time, he needs to take out yung mid player. Nalabas ang Deagle pero Shiro uses that as bait. Pinatay ang nag-iisang player ng OG at least they get around before we can head into that second half.
Not the best half para sa Cloud9, but you have to respect that. No, if you on the short end of the stick, if you're at the short end of the stick and OG even gets 1 extra round before the end of the half, then you might feel a little bit bad about the momentum still being in their hands. So this is perfect timing. Baka confidence boosted coming in from that last round na nakuha ng Cloud9. It could make all the difference dito. I mean, when you get the rhythm from that pistol round and get the momentum moving forward, maybe Cloud9 will be able to bring in the months practice of the experience that they have to wrest away that hold on the lead that OG has so far.
Yeah, I mean, reverse 6-9 lang tayo dito, mga kaibigan. Lead
Nice.
still in the favor of OG. Nice, diba? Nice for a good morning. Nice morning daw, sabi dito ng OG. At mali mo makikita nga yung mga favorite casters. Hindi si Doc, hindi si Sneaky. Unfortunately, tulog na sila. At kami nandito. Just enjoying a beautiful game of Counter-Strike. A beautiful lap para sa city side ng OG. They have done their homework. Alam na nila na nag-switch up na yung playstyle ng ating Cloud9 players. Ever since yung nangyari sa Blast Paris Major or sa qualifiers of that even, they're not even doing their confident lurks anymore. Parang napapansin mo, sama-sama na lang silang namamatay. Hindi na sila individually napipick up, which usually is yung confident play na meron ng Cloud9.
And that's the danger of this, no? Makita mo na wala sa tamang mental state ng Cloud9 because they've really switched it up. And this is not the good kind, no? They're unintentionally forcing themselves into the situations that are not good for them. Instead of having that map control, those poking and prodding at the defense, they actually just throw themselves at this wall that is set up ng OG. And more often than not, as you can see nga, may 3-point lead ang OG. It doesn't go in the direction of Cloud9 unless they're able to bring in that star power that they have. But star power doesn't get you very far in the game of Counter-Strike.
No.
You need that synergy, you need the chemistry, and you need to be able to find the weaknesses in the defense ng OG right now. But that's the end of the first half. We're going to be switching it up a little bit. And now it's going to be a question of whether or not Cloud9 is going to be able to switch things up and take the fight to OG. Because I know right now that they really need to bring their A game, especially here in the pistol round. Kasi, man, coming in from those devastating losses, now is the time to make a statement that they still have the mettle to push it to the limit, to push it over the finish line.
You gotta respect though for OG that they're toppling like yung team na may dalawang the best in their role players, diba? Rifler on Axile, tapos one of the best snipers, actually one of the best players in the world dito and Shiro, where they haven't been finding their strides kasi they have been countering yung nagiging setup nila where Dexter has been showing that he is very capable on the AWP. Kaya hindi nakakapag-lock na ng angle itong si Shiro kasi namamatay siya agad before niya makuha yung AWP shots eh. And nawibid that yung pag-lurk nitong si Hobbit, yung mga pressure points na ginagawa nila, and which is to A-main, si Neofrag yung ginagamit nila para hindi sila makapag-lurk, or the palace push has been neutralized kaya Buster can't put out yung utility plays na nilalabas niya usually. Which, ito konting podcast topic lang tayo kasi sa tingin mo ba, nagbago yung playstyle ng Cloud9 nung pinasok nila si Buster per Inters? Di ba hindi? Di ba parang
Hindi rin eh.
different player, same lang yung ginagawa nila as in?
Yeah, the exact same. I agree, Jan. And that's why I'm even more surprised now that Cloud9 looks so different from what they used to play. And it's really forcing them, again, it's forcing them to play in a style that is not comfortable for them. Neofrag finds one weakness over towards the mid. Axile is down. Flames also poking and prodding in the other direction. And this is a really good default from OG to start off our pistol round, no? Even
Super.
dealing a little bit of damage galing kay Buster. But the numbers are equalized. Hobbit has an angle. Kita niya si Fiku. And OG, a little bit messy. Hero doesn't get checked. Tries to find one more, but Nico is there. And it's up close and personal in this 2v3 situation. Nico walks right into it. Despite the fact that kinall out natin ang medyo makalat yung defense, they still were able to stop in those individual moments, that Femina.
I mean, gotta respect them sa naging split push na nila dito. Now they look more calm in the CT side where now they're forcing OG na sila naman yung dapat gumawa ng move where that split push over mid where OG had a really good shot kay Axel and I thought that was the thing that needed para ma-lockdown agad yung A side, but no, that's not actually the case. Hobbit though spraying and praying, but he does find 3. At may kasama pang foul ngayon na napatay na ding si Dexter. They got the bomb down and that's ultimately yung kanilang goal at the end of the day. Pero Still another round dito sa Cloud9, and that's what they need. Rounds per rounds para mahabol at mahabol ang lead against OG this time around. And you can respect that because ngayon parang now they're more fearless than ever eh. Now they're more willing to take these fights head on. Hindi na sila natatakot sa mga pressure points or forward positions. No, kasi now that they're on the CT side, they're the ones that actually dictate the pace of the game.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of having it switch up. We're gonna see if Cloud9 still has their usual luster when they are on the defense, and we do see Shiro start things off. Neofrag, after we called him out, is gonna fall at the hands of the Opper, but Shiro's gonna be forced into a position wherein it's not gonna be the best. He does still get that kill, and now it's 3v4 right now. Neofrag coming in with a kill onto Nafani. Now
Like
we
that
see
they-
na medyo makalat.
Look, they also like fall back outside towards a CT push because they're smelling that A site is not actually the call here kasi lumabas na agad over mid, narinig na nila yung pagbaba nitong si Neofrag. Kaya the A site call, it's not as decisive as Cloud9 know it was not to be, right? They're just waiting for where the initial call and the reaction will be para dito sa OG. Look at Shiro and look at his positioning. This is the most important call para sa kanya. As long as he locked down his mid position, then this mid push, it's all for nothing. That smoke is so timely. Kaya ngayon na locked out siya gamit ang utility ng OG. He can't do anything. They need to cross right now kung kailangan nilang gamitin to with a lot of valuable info. OG now plants the bomb over at the A site. A really good nade just locks down yung health nitong si Neofrag. 18 HP and the dream. At sobrang importante ng positioning niya. Sobrang open din ang crossfire. It might not be good enough, but Neofrag just upsets tong si Exile. And this just makes it a little bit more interesting. Buster though is at the right place at the right time. Na-lock out nitong si Neofrag away from this map and forces them into the 2 versus 2 ngayon. But that tap, it just neutralizes si Dexter. A no scope from Shiro, but Kiko is still alive and well. Sprays out towards that Cloud9 players, and it's enough kasi wala nang panahon at wala nang time para mag-defuse ang Cloud9. 10th round win for OG.
It was such a beautiful round. No, I want to call out na meron tayong mid-round call wherein nakita ng Cloud9 that after all that pressure being brought in towards A, may konting rotation, this had Cloud9 separate. And because of that separation, because of them reducing the pressure and the presence over on the A side, OG was able to circle back, put down that bomb, and ultimately get that round.
Look at these shots from Shiro. Something you'd expect from one of the top players in the world ngayon eh. Ito yung malalaman mo na init na itong si Shiro. And despite the loss from Cloud9, now they have confidence. At ngayon, sa mga sitwasyon na ganito, now you're noticing that Shiro is playing with more and more firepower. The peek out to the mid side without that much pressure, since now they're gelling with that utility play from the flash over that mid window. Kaya na-lockdown nila agad yung mid play na ginagawa sana ng OG. But this time, no. They're not persuaded. They're gonna switch things up. Doon agad sa kitchen. Wala nang presensya over at that top area. And A side, ever so quiet at nag-iisa lang doon si Hoppet. But now they made a lot of noise at alam na alam ni Buster kung saan sila manggagaling. Flames though, that's the entry towards that B site at na-lockout agad si Buster kaya kailangan niyang kunin na patay dito with another kay Flames. With Dexter, Neofrag, a recovery, a spray, and Fiku will lock out for Cloud9 and OG. They get themselves yung B site without that much contention and with a whole lot of sweat.
And you can see that Cloud9 was not ready for that amount of pressure. This is the first time we're seeing OG actually go in with the full intention of covering every angle, every corner that could have had a single player from Cloud9 in it. There goes Dexter finishing things off 11-8 ngayon. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Most of this second half, we've seen OG actually poke and prod at the defense and the kind of lull Cloud9 into this false sense of security na hindi nila gagawin yung turn off brainwalk into the site na attack. But they did it this time, and look at this. The attention to detail coming in from Flames and from Dexter to check all the angles, all the possible spots that Cloud9 could have been hiding in. And it was so easy for them to slice open that site like it was a pizza pie, you know. Nagugutom ako. Pero yeah, they got what they wanted, pare. They even got a little bit of cheese on top, those extra toppings to feel good about what they just achieved in that round.
Tapos samahan mo ng napakasarap na cook, no? Na may fizzle, na may ice.
Yeah, some ice cold Coca-Cola. Oh god.
Yeah. Tapos tapos masarap na ice cream. Yeah, masarap talaga na breakfast. Pero sasaktan chan mo. Ang aga-aga may sugar na tayo.
Aga-aga may sugar, tapos may
diba?
ka pa. May soft drinks ka pa. Matanda na tayo. Pag ginawa natin yun, acidic tayo buong umaga.
Tama. Tapos lalak natin yung CR. Di tayo lalabas mga 2 hours.
Tataka pa yung mga tao. Ginagawa niya dyan, nagki-Candy Crush.
Alam mo, at this point of my game, at this point in my age ngayon, I don't really mind playing that anymore. Kasi mechanically gifted game like CS, and a lot of these pew games that require more mechanics, it just feels refreshing that you're playing something without any brains, no?
Yeah, that's true. So sometimes we gotta chill and be a little bit more. Wait, Axel, hiding in this corner. I didn't know. Hindi na nakita tama na yung timing niya. He finds that kill. Look at this crossfire. Buster and Shiro waiting for the right time to strike, and Nafani elsewhere. Kaso hindi siya gumana. The firepower is just not there, and now Hobbit is all that's left. He has no intention of trying to find any kind of conflict at this point. He's just gonna try and find something off in the rotations. Maybe a little damage in the free rifle, maybe?
Nagtatali na siya si Axel.
Ang tagal niya dun Medyo nahirapan yata siya. Nakalimutan niya kung ano yung mauuna. Is it right over left? Is it left over right?
Magsasakbo na ba ako?
Baka nagde-decide siya, is it sock, shoe, or is it sock, shoe?
Ikaw ba, anong ginagawa mo? Sock, shoe, or sock, shoe?
It depends on where I am. Kasi kung nasa dance studio ka, it's always sock, shoe. But elsewhere, it's like, I don't care. Diba?
Yeah. I mean, something you'd expect na agad, Dexter actually finding you last. Which, Cloud9 on their CT side, which... You're not seeing like, any cheeky moves. They're just trying to stack site now. And as you expect, it's a crossfire. But I like that nung lumabas sila ng con, they were just back-to-back. Brothers in arms. Sama-sama.
Tama.
Diba? Welcome to the Black Raid.
When I was a young boy, pare, which was a few years ago.
You mean 10 years ago?
I don't know, does 16 count as young?
I don't know, man. I mean, pwede pa, I guess. But, Buster. That's a good shot over. A little bit of a flash. Ang ganda. Kaya hindi siya tuloy nakapag-equalize. Axon though, a good second frag. But does not lock out a third kill. Nia frag already good for a second. Shiro with a spray down. 2 kills. Nia frag Dexter down for the count. Nico, IGL, trying to clutch up big for OG. Hindi pa nakapag-plant ng bomba. Kailangang hanapin ang bawat angulo before he could try to get this 1v3 clutch going. At ang pinakamalapit is itong si Shiro. Pero sinafaninangan ata yung kailangan niyang patayin kasi siya yung mag-lock out ng long range angle. Nasa kanya din yung AWP na hinatid ni Shiro. Sabi niya, baka mas gusto mo yan, pare.
Ding Dong Food Panda po, may dala po akong Nakatakot. Express delivery galing kay Nico is trying to give some damage sa Cloud9, but yeah, no, it's not gonna work against that op at that angle. Medyo makalat. You did call it out. Makalat yung hold ng Cloud9, but in the scrappiness and in the chaos of it all, they were still able to find the individual angles. Especially Shiro. I like yung question niya doon. No? It started with Axel over here in this angle getting 2. Shiro waiting for the right time. Some people would argue that that was a little bit of baiting, but I like that he trusts Axel to do some damage before he follows up with that swing.
No way. Makapatay kaya nila yung
There's no
brown
shot
boost.
he sees anything through this smoke, man. No shot.
I mean, there's a little bit of a gap kaya baka makita niya agad before magamit agad yung run boost no? I mean, they're trying to run boost since they expect nila yung angle nitong si Axile or si Shiro actually, but no, they're just gonna wait it out. It's the A main push again para kay Fiku. A little bit of damage, a little bit of that flashes para ma-pressure yung short range gunfight na pwedeng gamitin ni Hobbit. Trying to hold down yung hell area while everybody else on OG making moves over at that mid side, even blocking away yung angle set up ng AWB player ng Cloud9. Shiro actually trying to make a space happen. Hobbit finding the first dito kay Fiku pero na-leg etong si Flames, tatakbo palabas agad and he doesn't get shot down. He still is inside the smoke. Hindi pa alam ng Cloud9 to. Nafany, a good headshot kay Nafany, but of course, Neofrag is the one that gets the trade-off immediately. Hobbit and Shiro, the reposition is just perfect. Crispy shots from Cloud9 all around. Habang ang OG, nako, iniwan ulit kay Dexter, pero dahil ang layo niya sa bomba, ang layo niya para makuha yung panalo.
Yep, all he needs to do now is save it for the next round. Lalo na, medyo walang pera yung OG dito and that could be great for Cloud9. I mean, it might be a full 3 round para sa kanila, 2 after this one. But because of that, they're forcing OG into a position wherein they don't really have the best economy. They need to be extra careful about what's going on. Dexter hears it. He knows this Buster. He gets another onto Shiro. That's so much damage. It even makes it worse para sa kanila. But yeah, back to what I was saying. OG had a plan going into that round. It didn't work out. It's simple as that, man. There's just so many small errors in what they did, wherein Cloud9 was able to find that Achilles heel in that push. Hindi ko siya ma-pinpoint isa-isa kasi there's so much. Look at this. The timing on that, you had Nafany on the other side of the smoke. The lack of utility as they pushed out as well, and it just allowing Shiro to get that close and personal to get those kills. Thank you for the replays. Nahanap natin yung mga spots. Pero yeah, yun nga. It just comes down to, I don't know, bad timing, honestly. There's nothing else I can say. It was just some bad timing. Kasi when they did choose to push out, the smoke was dissipating. Nakita na ni Nafany na may taong papunta sa kanya. Diba?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's calculations.
Which plays into the distrust and the decline ngayon para sa OG, which heralds this timeout a little bit more justified than it should. Kasi recognizable na Cloud9 off of their CT side, off of great shots from Shiro, and the con push that just was immaculate for Nafany. It just doesn't give them the secure push that they need dito eh. And they need to make a really good call. Hobbit has been doing so well sa pag-hold dun sa A-main, kaya hindi sila nakakapag-split push eh. Kaya hindi nagkakaroon ng map control of OG. It's because of these two players and yung flashes na nalalabas nitong si Buster that makes it so easy and difficult para dito sa OG. Now, they have pistols. Naka-AWP lang itong si Dexter, who's trying to make his presence known towards that mid kanina. Because they already made noise dun sa mid, they're just bouncing on the fact that possibly pwede silang mag-ingay sa mid. And maybe they could leave that A site open, but no, that's not gonna happen. Because look at the positioning from Cloud9's anchors. Ang lapit ni Hobbit towards that A main at possibly on the running end of Dexter's EWP. But gladly, Hobbit acknowledges that. Kaya babalik siya dito. Great smoke out doon sa A main. Locks away the AWP and forces them to make the call later into the round ngayon. Nafany though, still trying to hold that mid position, trying to work out yung IGL positioning nitong si Nico. And possibly one more account, possibly another thing to account for is itong positioning ni Shiro. Where is he? Where is this guy? Nasa jungle area lang, try to have the responsibility of holding itong connector at saka yung palace push. But now that they put out the smokes and the flashes, ngayon na matitest si Shiro now that they have forced themselves into the push. Hobbit with a second as Shiro just locks out the site itself. And Dexter even with that AWP, has not done anything sa round na ito. Nico does not hit any shots at all sa player on catwalk. Shiro bounces back with a second kill dito sa ating 12-11. Cloud9 have gotten another round.
Yeah, there was an attempt to try to deal some damage kaso wala silang nakuha. I don't think they got any kills in that round, no? Flawless round para sa Cloud9. Which is honestly not surprising. I mean, given what was... Wait lang, walang baril yung tao nakatayo sa my stairs.
Hindi pa daw niya nababayaran yung ano.
Ay, may utang ka pa sa bangko, kaibigan. 12-11, Cloud9 has turned that last round into a platform to get themselves moving forward, and now they're looking like a really well-oiled machine in the face of OG's attack. Hobbit over here at the bottom, the trade is there, but now the space is in the hands of OG. Flames will translate that into two, and now they're trying to fight for the side. It's gonna be really scrappy from here on out. They don't even have all the control, but Nico is not gonna give anything for free. Smokes are out. The delay is there. Buster trying to do something, but now he's all alone as Axel has fallen at the hands of Flames. In a 1v4 situation, they know exactly where he is. The bomb is nowhere close to him right now, and all he's trying to do, I think, is do some damage. But with this being a 12-11, pre, wala silang... Actually, no. Ang dami palang pera ng Cloud9, so it's okay for them to risk this round.
That was surprising na nakuha ni Flames yung second kill kasi that was right after he secured Palace and got the frag doon sa stairs player. But then when he killed Shiro, that was right after he just jumped down from Palace. That's brutal. Badass in the making. And he definitely has locked away yung important player dito. That was the AWP player. Because yun yung magsa-stop sana dun sa connector push na din. But it doesn't work out. Name Frag already destroys Buster doon sa CT side. And a 13th round that just gets them closer and closer papunta sa ating match point. And if you remember Josh, it's the same story from before, from yesterday. OG, the last time na natalo sila, or the last time na naglaro sila against Cloud9, natalo sila. And that was in IEM Dallas, yung closed qualifier for it. They locked them away. And of course, we're not going to be seeing OG for the better half of IEM Dallas. But now, Cloud9 again forced off to the issue with Nia Frag. Again, the frag over to Axel, who's having a really quiet game for himself. Shiro not hitting the shots. They already find themselves doon sa default. But Nafany's the one who actually gets the smoke frags. And Flames not able to connect towards that entry papunta sa A site itself. Now they're forced in a situation where they either need to commit towards A dahil napaka-deep na nitong si Nico. Kailangan nandun din siya, pero nag-push sa CT at napatay si Shiro. That's the AWP down for the count. Buster picks it up, but Nafany knocks down Nico. 1 versus 3 na ngayon. Dexter now tries to lock it down, but now that he has found Nafany, it's forced Buster to make a move this time.
Beautiful round galing sa kanila. There was so much damage done by OG, but when the retake did come in, the post plant was just not in the best situation. Of course, on top of Nafany getting those kills through the smoke, syempre nasira yung setup ng OG there. So it did come down to the wire once again. But this is CS. It doesn't matter whether it's an inch or a mile. You're still gonna win. A win is a win at the end of the game. Nafany has to be commended for that round as well. A little bit of a quiet performance galing sa kanya, and now he's making it known that he's the IGL, but he can still frag.
Yeah, I mean, he has shown na he can keep up with these boomers, with these Gen Z players.
Tama.
He can, diba?
Yeah, the generation's not over.
diba? Tama. And then niya sabi ng mga pop-punk na, na music lovers. Pero here we are. Still alive and well sa genre natin, mga kaibigan. Ngayon, it's the mid-side push started up para kay Nico. The IGL for OG. The active players locking themselves in towards that A-side push yet again, where Shiro, the responsibility of the young kid of Cloud9, to try to hold them off sa A
no.
main push dito. Leaves Fico to make a decision. Neofrag though just finds Hobbit, and that already sets up the A push from the mid connector con. Nico, a really good shot kay Nafany. Texter winning the AWP shot. And OG have found themselves a free A site push, and it's all thanks to that push on connector. Flames a headshot kay Axile, and that's more than enough to get themselves the A site plant.
And the amount of damage done all on top of that one kill sa connector, it really made sure that Cloud9's defense was slowly crumbling. And after that one, it forced Cloud9 into a spot wherein they have no way of responding to it because they were just not set up for it. The connector was that anchor point in their defense that would have made it so much easier for them. But because Hobbit fell so early, their house of cards just collapsed in on itself. And again, wala na namang nakangiti sa Cloud9, pare.
Oh no, man. Alam mo, at this point, somebody just check on Shiro. Yeah.
Like, are you
At this-
okay, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Kasi I think I saw, parang may nakita ko sa Twitter na, napapaiyak na si Shiro. Which, you know what? I feel for the guy. Kasi at one point they were at the top, now they're getting knocked down. Flames though, he gets traded off immediately. Neofrag at least good for one. Papunta kay Nafany. That 5-7 might be good for not. Neofrag converts another kay Hobbit, and Fiku is there for the trade. At 3 versus 2. Buster and Shiro knocked down to the count dito. And gonna try to reaggress with that scout with the Deagle. Buster with the smoke shot. What is that? At least upsetting itong si Dexter. And at least they have a little bit of time to reaggress all the way over from A main, and they have an inkling kung nasaan si Buster, and they are not hitting the shots. USPs in hand, and an AK from Buster. They had a scout. They had a USP. They had pistols. They had nothing. And from nothing, they get a 13th round win sa city side ng Cloud9.
Yeah. The star power on Cloud9, which we have been calling out since the start of this game, is coming out in the most important moments here. Kasi you saw that. OG came in, steamrolled that defense, and got themselves onto the side with very little difficulty. But in the end, Shiro and Buster, this duo, when they are locked in, it's gonna be so hard to stop them. And now, OG not on the best buy either. But Cloud9 now has the chance to fight back, to make sure that they can close out this lead, move it down towards the end of the finish line as well. But this change in rhythm, this change in behavior from OG is forcing Cloud9 to overthink. Shiro coming in here towards hindi niya alam kung saan siya titingin. Close ba? Outside the window ba? Saan sila magbabantay? Di na nila alam kasi it's a whole new look again from OG, a change in rhythm, and the lack of noise is deafening here.
Yeah. Like how you put it there. Kasi all the pressure on OG na ngayon, this is one of the last buys that they got. Kapag natalo sila dito, or sila sa eco, or force buy na lang papunta dito sa next round. Ooh. But Buster, that is bad news. And yet again, this guy is showing why he's a good pickup para sa Cloud9. And the only thing that they have working is Dexter's kill kay Axile. But other than that, they're not doing anything else. Nico gets a second kay Axile, but after that, it is nothing. That's all of their money gone down the toilet. And this is a timeout, the last one para sa OG. They have nothing into this next round, and they need to consider where the heck they're gonna go this time.
This is gonna be so scary para sa kanila. Like you said, they don't have money. That was gonna be their last buy, and because of that, Cloud9 are on the cusp of getting to the safe zone, to a map point here, making it so much easier for them to breathe at this point, because it means na kaya pa rin nila. They can contend against this young OG squad. Kaya nilang sumabay with this new blood and this new style of play na meron ng OG. The character development is there. We're bringing Cloud9 to the edge of their seat, and now these are the most important rounds in the game. Map number 1, round 29, dito natin malalaman if OG has the metal to find these star player moments para ma-dismantle dahan-dahan yung defense ng Cloud9.
I like that Axel's also wallbanging towards kitchen kasi doon din nanggagaling yung OG players dito. They're not pressurized. Pa rin sila lalaban. They have nothing to lose and they have nothing to account for ngayon. Axel and Buster, a flawless defense over at B. And the right time then kay Shiro to actually be at market to use that EWP. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Beautifully done. Now their synergy is showing. Now they're showing why they're the top players in their game ngayon. And it's not like the last stand-in for OG kasi they have a game after this, right? Even if they lose itong next round na to, they can still play towards the next map, which is unfortunately a map pick para sa Cloud9. But man, they need this map at all if they want to get themselves ang quick 2-0 dito. But no, they have to fight for it. They need to force overtime against Cloud9, who are known to get stronger as long as the game gets farther and farther away from the opposition. Shiro though, now he has the close angle. Near frag locks down an important frag. And that's all the way from mid. And that's when you know that this man wants to end it as much as possible.
Going to overtime because Fiku will find one on the Shiro. The A-site defense is reduced down to one person. And that's going to cause a rotation coming in from Cloud9. Now the question is whether or not OG is going to be able to have the read on kung saan nakatago ang Cloud9 members. They have to find the correct push and pull of the map control here if they want to get onto it, because nandito pa rin magagandang setup ng Cloud9, and you know, Nafani and Buster have been really popping off in the last few rounds. So even if you do know where he is, you need to be able to make sure that you're ready to deal some damage to them.
No
now,
way.
Connector.
No.
Nafani inside the smoke. It's played and not in his favor. One last person to worry about as well. Nafani is still there. His presence is so well known now that OG is focusing so much pressure on that side of the map. But Flames, so my B site, is maintaining that position. The timing is not there. Nico will fall. The IGL is gone. But that also means that he can finally focus on the task at hand, which is making those calls. 2v2 na lang dito as Dexter is trying to come in. I don't think Buster has an idea. The timing is there. Kuha niya si Buster. It's 2v1. But now Axel finds that kill. Bomb is down though. So 1v1. So much pressure on both of these teams. OG has the chance to bring this to overtime. But Axel is coming in from the perfect angle. It will all depend on the timing. It will all depend on who takes the better risk, who will find the angle, who knows where it's gonna be. And Axel comes in victorious. Game number 1 goes in the hands of Cloud9.
A perfect molly para kay Axel. Hindi tuloy na hold doon sa backplat nitong si Dexter. And he had the perfect shot to sana. Kaso, na-disrupt yung kung saan siya mag-hold. And Axel had that one string of util that changed the game doon sa kanilang possible overtime call. But man, how they held itong connector play was so important, and it was in multiple rounds kung saan connector was pushed by both of these teams. But in the end, Nafani was the guy, again, who locks it down for 2 straight rounds in a row. Kaya sila nagkakaroon ng foothold sa ating matchup na ito. Well played from the IGL. Great shots from the AW player of Cloud9 na si Shiro. And what a game! Kasi dito na na-display yung strengths ng parehong teams na to, where OG have been showing their creativity and they have been showing that they can frag out. Even if they lost, makikita mo yung star power, yung fragging potential ni Fiku when he's on fire, with Dexter when he's hitting the shots on the AWP, and Neo Frag, the counter to the lurkers of Cloud9. But unfortunately, Cloud9 were just too good at this. At mukhang naglalag ang kaibigan natin si Josh. Kaya
I'm back, I think. Biglang tumahimik. I don't know what's going on. Tayo, bagong gising tayo, pero apparently the internet is not. Inaantok na yata yung operator ng aking internet. But yeah,
Hindi pa ata nagkakape yung PLDT, pre.
wala nang energy na bumagal ng konti. But yeah, back to what we were saying. OG brought Cloud9 down to the wire. It was so close to the 1v1 unit. It could have gone either way, but because of the presence of mind, the last person standing, the usage of the utility, which has to be taken note of, guys. Counter-Strike is more than just shooting your gun. Guys, ganyan ang mindset ng isang world sabog na ako. World Series level player, man.
Ng isang mundo.
Yes, tama.
Tama. Ng isang mundo. So sinasabi mo, si Axile ang iyong mundo. Pero tama nga. World-class team in the form of Cloud9, and they have shown why kaya nila na steal away ang map pick ng OG. Makakabawi ba sila pagdating natin sa second map? Malalaman natin pagbalik ng IEM Rio 2023.
Phew, barely made it. Oh, no!
Freeze! There's no escape!
Damn it, no ammo.
Stay there, I say! Surrender! This time luck isn't on your side!
Let's check it out.
Shit!
What the hell is that?
Oh crap!
You missed, motherfucker!
What the fuck is going on?
Wow, this must be my lucky day. The link is in the description box.
And welcome back mga kaibigan sa Filipino broadcast ng IEM Rio 2023. Natin sa inyo na ang Focus Fire Gaming. Ako nga pala si Dad Femina at kasama ko si Just Suave, ang pangatlo kong paboritong tao sa buong mundo. Kasabay ng nanay ko at saka ng girlfriend ko. Which is honestly, you know what, that's a pretty solid spot. Anyway,
That's a pretty solid
we're back.
spot. We take those.
We're pretty back over at our best of 3 between OG versus Cloud9, diba? And what a good game kasi nag-start tayo with a 14-16 game. Cloud9 winning it. Yung map pick ng OG, Mirage, was definitely written off of the books. Ngayon, nadaloy tayo sa overpass and it's gonna get stinky, Joshua. Kasi, honestly, Cloud9 are looking pretty good, but not the best right now.
Yeah, they're definitely a little shaky on how they're playing. It's not their usual form. It's not their usual protocol. I would like to say, kasi yung discipline from Cloud9 is really kind of messed up here. There's something wrong with the rhythm. It's like somebody threw a wrench into the machine and the cogs are not connecting, no?
Parang binisita mo yung kaibigan mo na alam mong masarap magluto ng adobo pero yung adobo niya biglang may carrots, biglang may jalapeno.
Natripan niya lagyan ng pineapple or something.
Nilagyan niya ng cheese. Hindi ko alam bakit.
Tapos yung cheese yung melty na cheese. So pag kumuha ka ng may stretch. What's going on?
Adobo yan? Anong adobo yan?
What's going on? May mali sa timpla mo pare ha.
Yung pagkakagat mo sa pork, biglang may cheese pool. Ano ba yan? Kaya ang weird kasi it's just hard to explain eh. I really do feel like the mental is not in the best shape or form ngayon para sa Cloud9. It started back when they were playing in Blast Paris Major where now they're looking a little bit more shaky. Maybe it's all started nung nawala si Inters and it kind of feels like they had the same kind of mentality, the same type of play style that they have in a different player nga lang. And does kind of affect them. They still win, definitely, and it was very impressive kasi yung mga off timings na nakuha agad ng Cloud9, you also have to reassure them now that Shiro is still back on form, physically back on the server, 30 frags. Nung nasa Mirage tayo kanina, now he has to do it again. They start off again dito sa ating T-side for Cloud9. And as we start off sa ating second map, ang bilis naman ni Hobbit na sa loob. Wait, nag-celebrate. Wait. Ano nangyari? Wait. Nanalo.
I was so confused. Nakita mo yun? Si Hobbit biglang nag-teleport sa ibang part ng map. Like, huh?
Nagulat ako kasi kaka-start pa lang natin tapos may dugo na agad yung pinto.
Okay.
We take notes!
That's so funny, man. That's so funny. Sometimes we have some hiccups happening in production and well, what can you expect? Any kind of video game, any kind of tournament, whether it's on the world stage or not, will have some kinds of hiccups. But now, OG cannot afford, or sorry, the other way around. No, Cloud9 can't afford to have as many hiccups as they did in that first game. No, kasi you saw OG really revitalizing their performance today. Kaya nilang talunin yung Cloud9. But Cloud9 pulling themselves into form at the winning rounds of the game to take it away to get this first map advantage. But Neofrag over here is aware that something is going on. Di siya check. But Hobbit sees him and Shiro will turn around in the right direction. Axel trying to find somebody off the rotation, but Pico and Nico will deal some damage. Double dualies in hand. Kaso, medyo solid pa rin yung hawak ng Cloud9 sa ating side sa ngayon. Nico will come in. Natani stops him in his tracks, but Pico will get 2 in a row. Now it's all to Hobbit. Di na alam kung nasan siya. But he has to make sure that the bomb is safe. Nahanap niya si Flames, but now he's down to 16 HP. One shot, it doesn't matter where you hit. Whoever hits first will be able to get this round, and there's so much pressure. Running out of time. Hobbit finds the spot on the Fico. He has the kit. No, he's not sticking. He's gonna fight it. He does get it, but no, there's not enough time.
And he had time to doon sa first stick niya sana. What a round dito for Cloud9, and that was off of like one point of info that the only guy that they saw doon sa A, itong si Neofrag. He didn't back off towards Gen or back towards that garage dumpster. Kasi he was fighting for his life. By the time na nasa labas na ng A main, yung players ng Cloud9 dito. What a good way para ma-secure yung pistol round natin eh.
I don't know how to react to what just happened, no? Kasi sa kabila nating kinakas na bang-bang, puso yung pros don't think, but look at this stack. But Hobbit, they're all gonna come in!
Sabay-sabay silang audition, pare.
That's so funny. That is so funny. I don't know, they walk right into it expecting to maybe get one. Kasi wala silang nakuha eh. There was an attempt. Although I think sacrificial din yung play nila doon kasi they just wanted it to be over. They didn't want to invest too much in that round. I think they didn't even buy any kind of utility, no? So those Glocks in their hands were really just the 3 guns that they could have.
Pero nakita mo yung yung coordination kung kailan sila
nakita mo may konting formation para silang sasayaw.
para silang nasa wave. Para silang wave eh. You know? It's like we're in Hawaii or something, but no, we're back in the overpass. We're back in the buy round. And OG dealt a bad hand in the first 2 rounds of this. Ngayon, kailangan nilang gamitin yung buy round nila. Pero that AK from Axel, beautifully done. Showing why he's one of the best riflers in the game. And in the name of it, Fico and Dexter, they surprised them with 2 picks dito. Na-trade agad through the smoke, through the fire and flames. It's Cloud9 trying to carry on. Shiru, what a shot onto Neofrag. And before they can even get themselves yung man count advantage, they steal it right back. Ang Cloud9 nakapasok na agad dito sa A and waiting for Flames to actually react to this habang hinihintay niya yung optimal push. Pero Shiro just trying to be as patient as he can. Just baits out Flames. He does get a second and Fico is down for the count. Dexter, a 1v2 and he even drops his AWP. He knows that they need to get yung round na ito. He finds the shot kay Shiro and it's a 1v1. It's Buster to try to claim the 3rd round win para sa Cloud9. The damage has already been done and Dexter just has to salvage one more para makuha yung panalo sa OG. But Buster's playing this really well. He's not locking outside of A main. He's not finding himself a 1v1 against Dexter as fast as he can. He's just hoping that he can get the shot, and he does. Dexter is destroyed before he gets the defuse. And Cloud9 get the 3rd round. What a heck of a shot from Buster.
There's so much more confidence from Cloud9 in this game right now. No? May konti pang piyok galing sa akin kasi makikita mo na kahit ako na-pressure ako para sa Cloud9 kasi nakikita mo kung gaano ka powerful yung OG in that first map. But now Cloud9 hit the ground running. They have this initial momentum and it looks like they have no signs of stopping anytime soon kasi look at this 0-3. OG were able to invest in that last round. They ended up giving some free money sa Cloud9, and now that they know na nakiikot na naman yung OG, they're just gonna go in. All they need to do is poke and prod and slowly dismantle the defense that OG has set up here. But I think OG as well is not really betting on much in this round. Look at this again, no utility bot. Although I don't know why Fico has armor on.
No, I mean, kung gusto niya umaksyon, kailangan ng protection. Yun talaga yung rule of thumb, diba? I kind of agree with him. Kung kailangan niyang gamitin ng armor para lumaban, di lalaban kung lalaban. Ngayon, Hobbit using that flash from the teammate and he just converts with 2. Kasama na agad si Axile. But Dexter, really good shot kay Axile, but that's all for naught as Buster busts into the site at nakakita na agad ng isa pa. Neofrag all alone. And even if they were limping towards that site itself, they already dealt as much damage as they can do. All with the pistols that they had dito sa OG. It's a free bomb site sa B site, and you could tell that Buster is just confidently walking. It's like a runway of champions dito para sa Cloud9, and they're not even breaking a sweat. Frank is running in to the loving arms of Hobbit. Hello and goodbye. 4-0. Sabi kanina ng director natin, baka quick 2-0 lang to at baka na-nostra pa nga niya to.
It's looking more and more like it, pare. Nakakatakot to para sa OG kasi kanina it started off on the right foot to keep Cloud9 uncomfortable during that first map. But man, Cloud9, as expected, since ito yung map pick na, they are looking like they are right at home on Overpass. I don't know why you would want to be at home in this kind of environment.
Hindi nga,
but hey.
I mean, there's a sewer, there's a party happening, and you got toilets. Not the longest toilet I've ever seen anywhere. But that's okay. If they feel at home here, then that's fine. Kasi may playground din naman, you can bring your kids over. I know that Hobbit is a father. Kaya I really do feel like it's appropriate for them.
Oh,
Axel,
no!
though, he's just running in, flashed, and that was from Nafany. He didn't layer it to the perfect angle para makapasok si Axel ng maayos. Now, they're forced in the situation na hindi nila kailangang contest itong B site itself. OG have locked it out for themselves. And look at where Hobbit is. He just locked away dito sa short area. He's trying to pray na may mag-rotate, mag-wrap around dito papunta dun sa short angle, but no, they're just playing this patiently. They have made the call to save a bit more time or they can contest somewhere else, but I feel like this is a save call 40 seconds possibly to even fight tong si Neofrag. It's possible, mas lalo to patay si Neofrag all the way from Shiro, and this is when you know that the young Opera is on fire kasi this guy has 100% kills and assists sa buong game na to pa lang. 5 rounds in, he has shown how important he can be, and he has to prove that he is the top player in the lobby right now.
That's so dangerous for them right now. Look at this, Dexter alone on site will get checked. Nafany coming in with the frags. 2 for nothing right now, and the bomb's gonna be going down, but it is a 2v3. Nico and Fiku have the chance to come in from behind because I don't know if the time is gonna be right, or I don't even know if they're gonna be attempting this because they're all the way on the other side of the map. Looks like it might be a safe call. It's all on the back of Neofrag falling. Look at this lurk from Shiro. Absolutely beautiful here, and the entry from Nafany is flawless. You know exactly where he wanted to check, and he had the support of the utility as well, and he wanted to go in. Got the space he needed, and well, all things considered, that's a 0-5. The unwritten rule might be coming into play, aka 0-5 equals timeout. And I'd be surprised if they don't call one at this point.
I mean, tayo mga Pinoy, hindi tayo nagta-timeout. Sila pa kaya. Diba?
May ano kasi tayo, may pride tayo pare.
Oo nga Taas ng pride natin. Sila, ito, wala. Ginagamit nila yung timeouts nila That's good.
So messy.
Napansin mo ba na nakikita mo ba na Buster kind of looks kind of familiar? Kind of looks like Steel.
Oh god.
Look at Buster moment. Makikita mo. He looks like Steel, bro.
He kind of does. Now that you mention it, I hate it, man. One time I think I don't remember if it was someone on FaZe. Sabi ni Sneaky Frog, he kind of looks like Sam Smith. We ended up making Sam Smith references the entire stream. I hate when these things happen.
I have a question. Are we talking about Rain?
Yes.
Oh my god. You know
oh my god!
Oh, grabe! Who
Look
nades?
At that setup, man. Right in your
and
face.
They knew that Flames was gonna try for the wall bang. Kaya siya nandun. Kaya nandun yung double nades dun. He had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And Flames down, no kills, 6 deaths. No. That's when you know he's checked out of this game.
And the pressure is getting to Dexter as well. He had a great lineup kaso hindi niya makuha yung frag. Even if whoever that was, I don't even remember who it was. Pero he walked right into the crosshair as well. The pressure is starting to get to OG right now, and the more experienced Cloud9 squad is slowly steamrolling over OG here. Kaso, maganda yung pwesto ni Neo Frag, actually slowly walking up. Dexter makes his presence known, and I think that's gonna get rid of the attention ng Cloud9 over towards the person inside of back. But Hobbit and Axel will be there. Neo Frag is gonna try, and the rest away some control. Does have a gun in hand now. What? The trade is there almost immediately. It's all up to Fiku now. In a 1v2, he finds Hobbit. What an awkward situation, man.
It's doable. It's doable. Because now you locked in the 1v1 Buster, though. Nah. Ang sabi niya, tama na yan. Doon ka na sa Young Sheldon. Hindi. Hindi ka makakapag-clash. Makakatulog ka na agad. Man, you know what? Quick 6-0. And on the T side, Cloud9 are showing why they're so superior. This is the quick setup in the pre-plan itself, man. They expected yung wall bang na pwedeng gamitin ni Flames since he's been holding yung monster for such a long time. They expected na mag-flip ng switch tong lalaking to. Before he can even get value out of that, they expected that double nades towards that short angle. And now, they're forced to a situation na kailangan nilang mag-push ng napakabilis at napakalakas. Now, Cloud9 is waiting out yung molly natin all the way from that monster area. And after just waiting with the smoke out, and Hobbit, Axel, waiting patiently, calmly for the flashes, for the smokes, but Fico, Nico, just showing kung bakit hindi sila dapat mag-push outside of that monster. Now they show why they're the monsters holding down yung B-site natin, mga kaibigan. Look at where Buster is ngayon, trying to push towards that toilets. Trying to see if he can be able to find an avenue para makapag-push ang Cloud9 after a botch push outside of that monster control. But everybody else on OG have smelled this, kaya may tao sa back. Everybody else looking towards that A main position. Look at Dexter, the guy that you need to watch out for. The consistent AWP player for OG has locked away that angle all the way over to the A main side. But that underpass push is also instrumental kasi that provides a bit of a choice for both Nafany and Shiro, but they made it. They made it the first shot doon sa may mid-control na lang. And it's all on Buster's entry. Nakita niya si Flames at kailangan niya gamitin yung molly. Kaso nandito si Neofrag. A great shot outside of that angle. And they need to make a move right now as 20 seconds is running down all the way over from the clock. Nafany using every single point of his util. He's trying to fish out every angle. Nafany with a shot with Dexter. That's after the AWP shot. And he finds himself a 1v5. It's a shot over to Flames, but Neofrag just cuts him down like a tree. First round win on the board for OG.
They have finally cracked their egg. They have finally hatched their chick, pare.
Sakit naman nun.
Ingat lang no, medyo yung kaliwang itlog mo yata, delikado dyan pag nilapitan mo ng ganyan yung OG, nakakatakot. I mean, look at this. They walked right into that trap from OG, and now they're finally looking a little bit relieved. No smiles just yet because they know that there is gonna be a mountain to climb. I mean, it is not too far, but that's enough of a lead to be worrying here because there's so much wiggle room para sa Cloud9 to make mistakes at this point. Time what tayo? That's the time what music, right? No, it's not. I'm dumb.
Sabi ko sa'yo, ayaw ko.
Yung pride natin, hindi pwedeng ganun.
Oo nga. Hindi pwede. Really good molly, but Flames is just the type of guy. Buster is the type of person that just doesn't give a care in the world about that molly. Dexter. Great push over towards that toilet, just locking away. Again, yung mid-control na pwedeng gamitin ng Cloud9 now. Which after that, they just separate, dissipate. Just look for pretty good opening from every point of contention. An individual play happening for everybody else on Cloud9. A bit of a shot exchange and gunfire. Neofrag just uses the flash. And Flames, a really good timing on the flash para matkuha yung patay. And Fiku locks away itong monster control na pinupush nitong si Axile. A 2 versus 5 is Shiro, Nafany out from Cloud9. Required out of them to clutch against the 5 players on OG.
So
Nafany just pushing outside of that toilet. At mukhang nakita pa nga niya si Dexter, but hold on. He jumped away from the angle and it was forced because Neofrag's already on the control. 1v5. And who better than Shiro to try to clutch it, diba? The top-rated player from Cloud9. And he has to make it big because everybody else on OG is online and ready.
So mukhang it's gonna be a save for him. Now I wanna call out a little bit now. Medyo messy yung Cloud9 in this round in particular now. I mean, the last round they did have a good setup. It just turns out that OG had a good defense to answer back. But this one, it was so scrappy of a round. Oh, yeah, so scrappy. They didn't even get close to really piercing the defense. I think there wasn't even very much damage done to the players of OG here. And ang awkward nung nangyari dun sa may bath. Ikaw alam kung napansin mo na pumasok si Neofrag, di niya napansin, may tao sa likod niya. Magkatalikod silang dalawa ni Nafany. Pero I like this, no? May halong kulit si Neofrag in that last round, no? He's really working the control of the map dun sa may bats area.
Oh, wait, what?
Forced Cloud9 into something really awkward. Flames knows that something came with the help of people there, and all he had to do was spray down. 2v4 ngayon. There's so much damage done. There's no utility as well. But the mission of Cloud9 here isn't even to win the round. It's to put that bomb down and get themselves some money so that they have a full buy into the next. So, yeah, it's a round win for OG. But Cloud9, as long as they got that bomb down, then it's gonna be good for them.
At least they locked away yung AWP na to.
Did they just...
Wait,
Okay. Binalikan niya.
Akala ko din eh, you know?
Akala ko na... Wait.
Akala ko, you know what? Yeah, you just give some time to choose kung aling AWP yung kukunin mo. But then I remember, nag-iisa lang naman yung AWP in that lobby now. So, yep. Clean sweep. Cloud9. Just trying to make sure that that round is as basic as possible. Least amount of damage. And as much as they could hope for. A plant down and a few guns clinked away from OG. That's the best that they could hope for at that position. And
oh, Dexter.
I'd argue na okay na yun. But Dexter, that's a boost up. Doesn't get the shot dito. That's a smoke na nilabas ng OG, which kind of cucked him there. You know? I think magagalit ako kung ganyan yung ginawa sa akin ni Kenlight. You know?
Konting mold lang, no?
Oh.
But here, Axel. Oh, no!
Oh my god.
We were hyping him up too, but sometimes the 50-50 does not go your way kasi ang ganda rin ng off-angle na spot doon. So just fell and Nafany. No! Nico, how are you doing these kills?
Oh my god. He's just showing why he's on OG ngayon, why he's been picked up. But Dexter, konting-konti mapapatay sana si Habit, but that wall is a blessing from God himself. 5 versus 3, mga kaibigan. And that precarious mid position, again being forced away from OG, and Cloud9 are hesitating to make the decision, make the push happen. They're all holed up sa toilets ngayon. Hindi sila makalabas, kailangan maghugas ng kamay pagkatapos umihi, mga kaibigan. Cloud9 trying to exchange kung sino yung kukuha ng bomba dito. And now that they decided, ngayon sila maglalabas ng nades at ngayon sila magta-try na mag-push dito. Force the issue away. And they even locked away Dexter from the long angle, retreated towards bank, and this is when he's open. This is when he has less cover. With 10 seconds on the clock, this could be a save call now for Cloud9, and it's instrumental from that short push again. That does actually impact yung naging tempo ng Cloud9. So, fourth round win for OG. It's kind of the same story that you saw where OG have stacked up the most amount of wins. The Cloud9 it will bounce back. No, it's Cloud9 now. The ones that have the lead now giving a lot of the points to OG, which you could question kung makakapag-close up pa ba sila dito, diba?
Oh god. I'm so sorry. I'm not over those skills from Nico. The timing somehow was right for him. He's able to get those frags first, and those individual plays from OG are kind of really making the difference here. Nico and Neo frag activating themselves to make it easier for the team to secure round after round and slowly whittle down this lead. And now from 0 to 6, I think it's been 4 rounds in a row para sa OG. And now Cloud9 again does not have any kind of utility. So it's gonna come down to the very, very basic gunfights para sa kanila. They have to go in and invest at least one person for every angle that they want to cover, for every small amount of space that they want to take away. But Buster will see Neofrag, but Neofrag's faster. One less person for them to worry about. Like I said, for every small piece of land, every small amount of territory that they want to give or they want to take, they have to give away another life. But now it's gonna be a 4v3 Flames. I don't think he's gonna be checked here. He knows that they're there. He's gonna be forced out of position. Good delay para sa kanila. But look at this. Neofrag coming in from the other angle, pushing them into this corner. It's gonna be so hard for them to defend against that retake, which will be quick as hell. They didn't even really have a chance to defend against it because Nafani was all the way up there. The other two players were stuck on top of the truck. Wala sila magawa. And honestly, all OG needed to do was pinch from both directions.
Neofrag being the ace this time. And OG actually being lenient sa pagbigay nila dun sa toilet control. And it's kind of like the problem. Yung kung ano yung i-risk mong ibigay, kung ano yung i-risk mong i-take back kapag nasa defense ka, nasa CT side ka. That's another way para makuha ng Cloud9. Again, yung timeout dito, which now they're realizing that yes, they're getting the free real estate, but that's at the cost of a stronger retake dito para sa ating mga players on OG, which in positioning the Neofrag, it was good enough for him to get the 2 kills, and that 3rd kill was actually out from a really strong spray control. Neofrag stepping up when they need to. OG catching up one round at a time. At a time where Cloud9 hot on their heels, ngayon bumabawi. Kung kailangan nila bumawi, ngayon nila i-contest ang main Dexter just opening up a good shot kay Buster. And that drops so much of their utility. Kaya kailangan nilang bumawi with another. But where the heck is everybody else individually playing for themselves now? He doesn't know that somebody is so close to the call, Hobbit. Actually baits out Sinapony, but Dexter! Oh my god! 3 kills in the round. Dexter is popping off. The Opper has activated his scope. And every shot counted. Papunta sa Cloud9. They were forced the issue. Yung A-main was the longest call that they needed. But that was the call of death as OG has had Dexter on the roll this time.
So much risk involved in these plays from Cloud9. I think they've reverted back to what we saw early on in the first game, no? Nasisira yung default nila. They're not able to take the map control away because OG has somehow turned up their defense and really just stopping the poking and prodding coming in from Cloud9, and just again they're throwing themselves at the solid wall of OG's defense here. And now it went from 0 to 6 now to I think we're equalized, no?
Yeah. 6 to 6, man. And you want to know the interesting part about this? This is only the second time na OG have decided na i-defend yung A long. And in those 2 rounds that they did push A long, it was successful. It was fruitful. That's when you know that they picked their timings correctly. But Dexter showing the mechanics on the AWP, that's why you need to watch out for this guy. Mechanically gifted and really forward doon sa A-long this time. Kaya hindi na nila i-contest to. Tatakbo na agad ng Cloud9. They have hold W sa kanilang utak ngayon. Kita mo yung mga baril nila, naka-tech 9 yung mga napaka-aggressive players nila. And OG, you're gonna try to at least stifle yung pag-push nila dito, make it staggered, make it a little bit more messy. Bago sila makapag-push, but Buster has the perfect timing.
Knife
At
him, please.
hinihintay lang niya. Knife him, come on. He's
Knife him.
closing in. Sobrang lapit, nag-turn around the shot. No way! Dexter! Oh my God! Na-lock out si Buster before he can even push the knife in. Neofrag, another towards Nathany. And this is looking so bad for OG. Everything else is just hitting. Ngayon sa anchors sila sa B site. Nico, again with a second, a third kill para kay Nico. Disastrous. Catastrophic. Ano yung Tagalog sa dalawang words na yun? Hindi ko alam, pero yun na yun.
Delubyo.
Nice!
Yes! Marunong din kami mag-Tagalog, mga kaibigan. Kahit medyo konyo yung cast natin today. But yeah, ang ganda nito. You can see that OG is now starting to work the map. You know that they have a deeper playbook than what we've seen. Kasi the last few rounds that OG has been able to stack up sa Cloud9, they've been playing really deep into the sites with a solid defense, and now they're changing it up by pushing up forward, by keeping Cloud9 on their toes, kasi di nila alam kung saan naka-post up si Dexter. Di nila alam kung nag-push si Nico. And right now, Nico is pushing in once again, no? I think he's trying to find this angle coming in from Nafani. Hearing the noise, Buster will find Flames, but Neofrag is there for the trade. 4v4, may konting miss pa ng Nafani knows that there's someone behind him as well. And now it's such a scrappy round. It's just chaos upon chaos on all sides of the map right now. Instead of titingin, Nafani gets Figu, 2v3. Dexter misses the shot, and he's gonna be pushed down to his rights. It's so scary para sa OG.
Oh no, that's a shot. Oh my God, Nafani perfectly handling the Dexter problem. And it's Neofrag na naman. An aggressive take towards that B site. Not useful enough para dito sa OG. And this time, Neofrag finds Exile. But before he can even drop that out of heaven, he gets his wings clipped out. Cloud9 equalizing yet again against OG dito sa ating overpass map. And by the look of things, they've been heavily distributing a lot of their firepower over the initial push, not in the split push at all. And it's been working out. Kaya, nasa stumble yung OG kasi you remember the creative setups doon sa Mirage, yung split push na naneutralize because Neofrag has been holding the front line well. That's not working out because Overpass has been structured in a way that it's usually the split pushes that actually mattered at all. Neofrag though, siya yung may AWP. The last time that we saw somebody else other than Dexter hold it was Fiku. But Dexter is showing that he can give a lot of trust over to Neofrag to actually hold that gun too. But that's all for nothing as Buster is neutralizing itong si Neofrag. Drops the AWP and could possibly give it over to another player on Cloud9. No, they actually push and maybe put some pressure towards that monster control as Fiku is not fearless at all. He's actually just buckling before he can even put through the shots doon sa smoke. Look at where they're placing themselves, all the way over to A main too. Buster just trying to use that flash, trying to use every single timing. Flames has dicked out to 15. He's not having a good game so far, but they're trying to make presence known. Fiku sprays down, finds Exile, and that's before they can push on to Monster. Hobbit, siya naman niya may hawak ng AWP. When the hell did he get that? Because Neofrag has dropped the AWP. This now gives leeway towards Cloud9. With 30 seconds on the clock, they can try to force the split push, force the player on barrels to make a decision. He holds it down passively, waits for Cloud9 to make a decision, and with that smoke, with that flash dito, mo overwhelm ang nag-iisang anchor. But no, that's actually a bait. Doon pa sila papasok sa A side, but Dexter, right place, right time. The one lurker doon sa Cloud9 has been forced out, but they haven't cleared yung A main position. And now that they mollied it down, he has now tried to clutch this. 2 versus 3. Nafani finds Dexter, and that's the guy that they needed to watch out for. But Hobbit and Nafani has to reposition themselves. Flames so low on HP, kaya sobrang tagal niyang mubas dito sa ating back position. Nafani holding it on as they try to get the second. Nafani with the shot. And Cloud9 They get themselves the lead before we can head on to the second half.
And off the back of a mid-round call, nabasa nga ng OG. Pero again, the star power galing sa Cloud9 is still coming out on top. No, I have so much respect though for OG kasi Cloud9 made it look so bleak para sa kanila. 6 rounds in a row, 0-6. And then OG comes back in the same fashion, forcing themselves equalize at 7-7, and it all came down to the wire in the last round of the half. I thought this was gonna be a quick 2-0 para sa Cloud9, but OG still has some fangs to show. Oh god, we really had to end with that shot.
No. One bullet.
That was painful to watch.
Oh man. Pretty painful for both teams. Lalo na daw sa OG kasi you remember how they started dito sa ating second game. They were looking really strong. Up until, you know, first pistol round, Cloud9 were the ones who were stacking the wins, and it was looking more and more like a clean 2-0 sa kanila. But as it started with the next buy run that they had after a timeout, that's when they locked on. That's when they turned up. That's when nag-init si Neofrag. And he's been using different guns sa kung paano niya ina-approach yung mga rounds dito. There was one round where he was using the M4. Actually, the M4. Tapos AWP siya that surprised like the mid push out from Cloud9. Diba?
Yeah, that was a double AWP setup galing sa kanila. They weren't really expecting that, man.
That's like the thing about OG. Anybody could be an upper. I said there was a time that Fiku was an upper back when he was on his last team. Back when Neofrag was actually in a transitional period dito sa OG. There was a time that Dexter wasn't super comfortable being the solo upper, kaya Neofrag was like taking like risks, like picking up the upper himself, and it's showing bakit this team can have multiple uppers that can work out. Cloud9 feeling the effects of it, but man, story of recovery for both of these squads. Cloud9 para sa kanila, just to show that they're still the top team dito sa mundo natin in Counter-Strike. While again, we talk about like OG story, how they've gotten to this point. Before, Cloud9 was just, alam mo, parang ano sila eh, parang untouchable sila eh when it comes to like their head-to-head against OG. Because the last time that they faced up against each other, they were like a 2-0 victory. Since then, nag-grow yung OG. Except for like that one time nung naglaro si Smuya. Kalimutan na natin yan, bro. Like, that's like,
you gotta call him out like that, man.
that didn't happen. Kasi after that, that's when they got 4 in a row. And that's when you know that they're on a hot streak that might get mitigated ngayon that they faced up against Cloud9.
Oh, wow. This second game is giving us so many surprises, right? I mean, it was really head-to-head in game number 1. Then here, Cloud9 opens it up with a really strong rally to create a lead that could have been a lot more convincing. And when OG, on the back of the timeout, showed their fangs, no, bawi na lang. 7-8 tayo ngayon. And now it's the other side of the map para sa dalawang team na to. I don't know why. Am I not hearing game audio? But yeah, anyway.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Ako din. Okay lang, tayo na lang yung magpo-provide.
Tama, bang.
Okay, wait. Natakbo sila eh.
Pew.
Oh. Choom. Kasi USB headshot, diba?
Tama.
Tapos Habit just holding itong short. Pew! Oh. Kasi nasugatan yung sa mga players natin. But it's okay. Because Hobbit tried to hold Castle Flames and entry on in. But Buster gets his head clean off because Nico's had a good entry. 4 versus 3 and a good nade. Not good enough para mabatay yung nagpa-plant ng bomb. They lock themselves outside of heaven, but they force the issue. They jump out of it. Neofrag, oh my god, they're both whiffing. They're
What's
both
going
not getting
on?
the shot. Nafari just decides to reload. And Neofrag not able to close out. They're all very low. Fiku just finds a shot dito kay Shiro. And it's this 2 versus 2 that could find Cloud9 in a bit of a deficit, but Axel just recovers. And Fiku in a 1v2. Both Axel and Nafari have to lock this down as Axel just hits the headshot. The 9th round win. Pagkatapos ng technical problem na to, wala kaming pakialam, magkakas pa rin kami.
Coach is not happy. And I wouldn't be happy either. You saw that maganda yung pasok ng OG. They got themselves onto the site and there was devastating damage sa setup ng Cloud9 doon. But when the retake did come in, I think, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call this out, but Neofrag missing all those shots. Yeah, I think that really gave away the round. Kasi honestly, yeah, he had the perfect position to get rid of Nafani there, man.
20 bullets.
20 bullets.
12 bullets ni Nafani. And he had to reload after that. So that's when you know that that's all bad. But Shiro
here he
has
goes.
to actually tuck himself dito sa corner na to. He finds one. Hindi sila nag-audition. Talagang nag-isa-isa muna sila before they can even capitalize on this. Flames and Fiku, they run it back. And they have overwhelmed the 2-star players dito sa Cloud9. But what about Hobbit? He has found himself in the back lines. They even lock away this bomb. A double kill para kay Hobbit, and Fiku just lands the 1-tap, but it is damage done. Fiku, 1v2. Double kill na agad sa kanya. But he's so low, 29 HP. He does not know where both Nafani and Buster are. Yeah, he needs to actually make this work. If he could actually run towards A agad, hindi niya makakatch itong timing ni Buster. And even if that MP9 is so long away from A main, he's so low that it doesn't really matter. That range, it's not gonna be enough here. He's down to 2 HP. Can he clutch this? No, he cannot. The FAMAS just massaging his back.
Oh, I need a massage too.
Tara.
Tara.
Dito.
So, ng hot stone massage. Sarap ng ganun.
Hindi siya hot, pero gusto mo stone. I mean, you know. Kasi sa amin kasi, yung... Alam mo yung mga thigh massages? Yung yung masakit daw, pero masarap daw.
Yeah.
Parang hindi na ako naniniwala sa ganun.
Man, this is so awkward that we still don't have game audio, but hey, 7 to 10 ngayon para sa Cloud9, looking really good as a start on the defense. And I think, again, Cloud9 is just making it very obvious that they're so comfortable here. But what's going on right now? Nico, Axel, and Figo getting these kills that should not have been happening on paper. But that's going to be causing the rotations coming in from Cloud9. They're moving away from B site. And I think this is exactly what OG wants. They don't know exactly where the setup's gonna be happening because there was just so much chaos at the start of the round right now. But it took OG so long to commit to a site.
No. That's the clicker. That's the one thing that they do not want to do. Neofrag again finding si Buster opening up yung monster push, and pillars, barrels, everything opened up. That's a lot of post-plant positions sa pwedeng gamitin ng OG against Cloud9, and because it is a low buy papunta sa next round, Hobbit and Nafani decide they save na lang yung guns for the next round dito. That's a beautiful execute. Nico, although he was caught on by the frag out from Axel's MP9, it was a wonderful angle that he had doon sa heaven that catches off yung T-spawn push nila. That's when you know that they have more creative setups to push on. Overpass is just one of those maps na, you know, you just never expect like these boosts. Nandito nga yung most infamous boost of all time, diba? The Olaf Meister. The Olaf boost.
Right? And you know, also, when you're so used to the map, you know exactly where to hit your wallbang shots. I mean, look at that kill on the Shiro. Didn't even need to look, just off of pure game sense, nakita nila yung kill na yun. And I think that round is a testament as well that both these teams are pretty comfortable on this map. It's just that right now Cloud9 does have the lead because I don't know. Honestly, I think it also comes with the experience. But now OG gonna be coming in with full force, all the utility in the world being thrown to make Cloud9 double think on kung ano yung ginagawa nila. But you know what? Hobbit has this spot. It's so perfect na it'll get you the information that you need para malaman kung saan ba talaga mapupush yung OG. And this is where the utility has to come in kasi kailangan nilang bawian yung Cloud9 in terms of what kind of information they're giving away willingly.
Oh my god.
There's so much damage.
Look at how much damage he put up dito kay Fiku. And that's right before he pushes outside doon sa may doors, right? That's when you know that Cloud9, they have an inkling. They have little bits of information, but that's the amount of work that they put on with that small info. Kaya sila nalalock out. Kaya hindi sila nagre-risk na pumush outside of the monster control. Kaya sila babalik. Kaya sila nagpa-play passive. That was only to play for info, but they walk out with so much damage into one of the guys that is their entry fragger. And that's not good. Now, they rotate on back to A, and this is when C9 are well aware of this. After nang rotate, dito sila babalik sa A, where it is an all-out brawl. Two smokes for both sides of the A site, but it doesn't matter as they push outside of it, but that's the worst call to make. Axel and Shiro opening up at 2. Flames trying to equalize, but Shiro gets a double kill. That's a shot out from Dexter's AWP, pero yun na lang ata yung makukuha dito ng Cloud9. As now, Dexter, a beautiful shot onto Hobbit. As Axel and Buster, the lone 2 players trying to equalize against Dexter, who has to equalize this. 25 HP in the dream, but he does not have enough time. He does not have friends, and he does not have a short-range gun for this. An MP9 to get themselves the 11th round.
That was really messy, man. OG turning off their brains, walking right into it. And I mean, you had all this utility in their face as well. I don't know how or why you would want to push into that, but hey, we're not the players, man. But ang ganda nitong crossfire na meron yung Cloud9, and I think they just had the perfect read as well, no? They were stopped in their tracks over towards B site. The response is there. They heard the noise, and Cloud9 responded with a mid-round call to stack up over towards A.
Breathing the pressure yet again, because at this point in the game, Fiku very late dito. Dapat siya yung nag-iinit. Yeah, he has 20 kills, but at this point in the game, he's nothing more than a human flash. Nakadiga lang while he's bunched up with every single player on OG. Diyan mo malalaman na individual play na lang. That's a beautiful one-tap though to Hobbit. That's kind of surprising that he hit that shot. Axel shades it off. Neofrag falls towards the rifler of Cloud9. Nico, he's making a lot of noise, but Axel, that gives him confidence to walk in and finding the IGL dito sa OG. Nafany, close angle, but the flash was beautiful. Yun yung galing kay Flames. Nalason ang mga players ng OG, but Dexter's making this work. Flames too with a second frag dito sa OG. Cloud9 locking themselves towards this 2 versus 2 retake while waiting for Buster to go for the flank dito. Shiro just has to play this beautifully. Nakarinig na agad si Dexter ng malapit na player dito, kaya hindi siya nagpo-push doon sa bank. Talagang naghihintay na lang para kay Buster mag-push. Sobrang low on HP, hindi nag-hit yung shot. Pagkataas na doon sa box, napatay siya agad ni Flames, but that is after napatay si Dexter. But what a beautiful shot from Flames! A 1v2 clutch! And that was off of Dexter's life. 13 HP in a dream. That's when you trade them off. That's when you know that Flames is definitely on fire. 9th round win.
It's gonna be beautiful. I'm just speechless here, you know. It was so scrappy of a round. I think OG have fallen back into the habit of he didn't get the op, no. But yeah, they've fallen into this habit na makalat talaga yung push nila. It doesn't usually work out. But off of pure metal, off of pure talent, they're still able to convert these rounds. And I think that's kind of okay, no? When you're up against a team that is Cloud9, that is very methodical, you're able to surprise them. because you don't really prepare for these kinds of fights. And I mean, look at that. They got themselves onto the site, given that Cloud9, of course, are not in the best buy, but it's going to be a 2v2 right now. The protocol on the defense ng Cloud9 is so effective. And they've actually lured themselves into a way na magsi-split up ang Cloud9.
Pero napaka-late nitong si Fico. Sobrang layo na nasa site na agad si Neofrag. And if Cloud9 are aware of this, they could just rotate on back. Kasama-sama tong si Shiro at si Axel, the two top-rated players para sa Cloud9 team na ito. At sa panahon na meron sila, sa time na meron sila, pinoprovide na agad dahil sobrang layo ni Fiku, and they're going for the double flank. They're not even waiting towards that dumpster control. And this is good kasi sobrang layo ni Neofrag. Sobrang lapit ni Axel. Nakascot lang si Axel dito at nakita din niya si Neofrag. 29 HP, 25 seconds, nag-rotate pabalik doon sa B kung saan sila nagsimula. At baka dito din nila tapusin. Ngayon na nasa baba na si Neofrag, ngayon na alam na ng Cloud9 na hindi sa A magpa-plant, Neofrag has to make the 1v2 work. Napatay agad si Shiro at pwedeng pa to. Neofrag does clutch up 1v2. Napatay ang two top-rated players ng Cloud9. OG gets another round win.
Right from under the feet of Cloud9, man. Everything was stacked against him, but Neofrag came out on top. What a round. Look at this. Coming in, he also had the flash. He knew exactly what was going to be happening, what was coming to him, and now we're looking at 10 to 11.
He pushed after that flash. He pushed before pala. Before that flash, pre. Binate niya si Shiro para mag-play ng anti-flash.
The timing, man. The timing.
What is that? Cloud9. Economy in shambles. Pistols. 5-man eco. They all stacked doon sa B. That's when you know they're desperate. Pero 5-man flank could be possible. Look at where OG is now. All stacked up sa A main. And this is when they try to brute force themselves into an equalization of rounds.
It's so scary, actually. You can see the noise that is being made over towards A site, and OG. They've already locked it down. The Cloud9 is going to be trying to find some kind of space now. It's still going to be a 5v5 retake. So they can work them up. They can come in from behind. But Fico, he's aware of the risk that's being brought in. Of the pain that could be brought by Cloud9. He does find Buster. Drops him down to the ground. And there's Nico as well with a perfect gun for that angle. Kaso, he's still going to be careful. Coming in, Neofrag there to get one onto Nathani. Shiro down to 1 HP, and the Hobbit is so far away. And there's no time left either. They're hoping for the exit frags, but I don't think they're even gonna get them right now. It's a perfect round para sa OG.
And the perfect timing too, kasi now, yun natuloy sila. Makakuha ng lead na ulit, man. Cloud9. A position where kailangan nila yung next round na to. They lose it, they lose their buy round, they lose their eco. It's possibly an avenue for them to lose mentally, man. The mental game. Dito lang sila nagiging stable, pre. Yun yung nagiging factor sa mga previous games nila eh. They choked against FaZe. They are not able to lock it in towards Blast. At ngayon, baka ma-blast sila outside of this series. Kung makakuha ng OG itong overpass map na ito. And oh my god, man, it's looking very, very possible. Ma-extend ng OG ang series na ito. Ma-extend ng Cloud9 ang kanilang efforts. Possibly towards this clean 2-0 sweep. But now, they're not playing any longer. Axel, so close, so desperate. Forward position na meron dito si Axel. He's looking for an avenue, a possibility, an opening na pwede nang bigay sa Cloud9. But OG, they're not giving it up. They're not giving everything towards them at Fiku. It's a very uncomfortable spot. 9 HP and a freaking nightmare for this guy.
Nightmare indeed. Look at this. Not even close to the site, and he's down to 9 HP. He's gonna have to be playing a little bit more careful. But OG is gonna be coming in, guns ablaze. Buster expects the utility coming his way.
No!
The spray down from Neofrag, and Nico will get the first 2 frags. A site is open, B site rather is open for the taking. Cloud9, despite having those buys, despite having the utility in their hands, were not able to hold it off against the impending tsunami coming in from OG. Napakahirap nilang i-defend to.
No, look at the replay though, dude. That was from the flash then from Dexter. Kaya make confidence in Neofrag. Make confidence na din itong si Nico to just move in with no security at all from Cloud9 because of that utility. At dahil nag-push din siya sa loob ng smoke niya. That was just pure chaos na went in favor of OG this time. They read the situation. They read it perfectly. Lalo na yung dalawang anchoring positions dito. Nico, Neofrag is so aggressive. Axel, at least he gets an exit, but that's all that he can get for now. It was almost a perfect round dito para sa mga players ng OG. And you can tell that they're happy to take this on kasi they still have the lead. They're still dismantling a few of the guns over to Cloud9 at a situation where they need na dapat meron pa rin silang guns into the next round.
The amount of risks that they're taking though, it's very well calculated, no? Even if they fall, even if the first person in falls, the utility is there to support them, and there's always somebody there to get that trade. And the attacking protocol galing sa OG here, I think also comes with their their youth, their vitality as a team, is that they want to go in guns ablaze, and sometimes it doesn't work. But right now, it's giving us the X factor that Cloud9 is not able to expect. They're not able to calculate kung saan ba talaga manggagaling yung push galing sa OG.
Now it starts it again. Balik agad ang OG into a very, very comfortable situation financially. Ngayon, ang Cloud9, they rely on the guys who have the guns dito. And look at the positioning this time for their CT side. They rely on Nafany para ma-hold yung monster position. And this is where the waterfall could actually collide towards that long-range angle. Axel, so close to Neofrag. Baka mapatay pa siya, and the Rifler will win at the gunfight. Neofrag will fall. And before he can even get themselves toilet position, nako, baka hindi mangyayari yung split push. They need to rely on Shiro, who's before he got blinded, he got the shot kay Nico. Nafany to get the trade off kay Flames, despite Flames and Dexter opening the space up sa B site. They need to work this out through, and Fiku trying to play around the space given sa smoke na yan. But you gotta remember, he has the bomb, and he's trying to explode towards Nafany, but Axel on top of heaven, and on top of everything dito. Dexter a 1v2, but Shiro, just after he peeks out, he says goodbye to the players on OG. Now they're equalizing again.
This is such an interesting game, no? It started with a really good rally from Cloud9, and now the adjustment from OG is forcing them once again to the edge of their seat. It is now the true potential of a CS match. This is the chess game wherein they always have to keep reading into how each of their opponents is taking up that space. What kind of utility is being used? What kind of part of the map, or which part of the map is being taken control of right now? Because
oh my god, pure chaos.
There's so much chaos going on right now, but somehow Cloud9 is finding the damage despite the fact that they don't even have any kind of visual contact with OG, and now they're down to the last two players, and they're so far away as well.
Yeah, because now they're not playing the passive game na ngayon. Cloud9 are actually willing to take the gunfights na. Their confidence already stacking up. You can see that the forced push out from Nafany was also supported by Buster giving yung flashes before they can even let go of that playground control. They were not even given playground control to begin with. Oh man, a party outside of connector, which does work out in Cloud9's favor. They are not playing the passive game any longer. Sila naman yung mag-forward position, and happening over at Stream B, it's Heroic versus Mongols, and oh man, first game win pala para sa Heroic, at kailangan bumawi ang Mongols natin. Because this is Asian CS, man. They gotta make sure that they take it home para sa APAC, pre.
Yeah, they gotta represent.
Alam mo kung nandito yun sa stream na to, bias tayo, pre. 100%.
Sobrang obvious. I mean, well, was the last time I think na we actually saw and sobrang biased din namin ni Sneaky Frog. Ganun talaga.
Well, Cloud9, a perfect round for them. 13 na para sa kanila. And at the point where they needed to the most, diba? Because Shiro's been pretty good with his AWP for the most part dito sa ating second half na ngayon. Finding value every single time na lalabas sila sa monster. They're just not able to execute properly.
That's so scary as well, no? Kasi now, again, they're trading blows, but Cloud9 has seemed to have found the secret sauce ng OG dito.
Tapos yung pala ketchup at saka soy sauce lang pala yun.
Oh man, not much of a secret, man. Wala kang ano, no? Wala kang secret herbs and spices.
Yeah, no. Actually, Josh, ito I'm gonna give you like a bit of a kitchen hack. Ketchup, pero dapat hindi siya super sweet. Paglagay ka ng soy sauce, tapos lagyan mo ng oyster sauce, a bit of sugar, then put that in your chicken.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, nakakagutom na naman yung usapan natin dito. But OG also hungry for the victory right now. They have to catch up because this is still a best of 3. They have the chance to take it back. It's not even that far right now because Nico only on the Tech 9. Dexter is gonna be the first to try and make some kind of contact. And this is so scrappy from OG. Now you can tell that they don't really have much of a long-term plan kasi they're really being pushed into these awkward situations na napakahirap makaharap ng kahit anong damage. It's Cloud9 getting the information, finding the right places to just spam through the wall, spam through the smoke, and somehow making it so much easier for them to defend against an OG push.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have Cloud9 used the same wall bank to deal damage to either Flames or Fiku, right? Fiku even gets demolished by Nafany in the same wall bank. Shiro, pretty impressive stuff out from this AWP player. And now, he has to clutch up big yet again kasi now, everybody on OG is gearing up for an aggressive take again doon sa A site. And we're coming off of a banger, Josh. Kasi now Shiro is in the short range angle. Napatay si Flames. He's holding it down. He goes back in towards A main just as Nafany peeks out to protect his own teammate. Nico down to 2, down to 0 as Buster just decides to wreak havoc papunta dito sa mga players on OG. And it's on Dexter, who's late to the call, very late to the party, who's getting flanked by every single direction. But on his face, Hobbit just decides to punch him out. It's a 14th round. One more to get match point, one more to get series point, and one more to lock themselves at upper bracket spot dito sa Group B.
This is so scary, man. Makikita mo yung experience from Cloud9, no? Or in our local language, minamama na lang ng Cloud9 yung OG dito.
Dinaraan sa edad, pre.
Man. Dinadaan sa edad. Sabi nga nila doon, ano yung laging sinasabi ng parents natin yung papunta ka palang pabalik na ako.
Parang ilang beses ka na narinig yan, bro.
Yeah, right? I think it doesn't even matter who we are. Parang someone's parent has said it. An uncle, an aunt, lolo, lola.
Yung ating mga betters sa Cloud9 mukhang masaya na ngayon at baka napakaganda ng breakfast natin dito. Cloud9 inching closer and closer and possibly match point dito dahil nakapistols lang ang ating OG, but if you recall, they can convert pistol rounds just as they get the first kill. Kaya I'm looking at Flames dito, the guy who usually entry frags for the players on OG, waiting for the call for the split push. But as they push, oh my god, Buster, he hits the shot kay Flames. Hobbit, a spray down, double kill kay Nico at Dexter as Neo frag nails the shot kay Shiro, but that's all that they can get for now. Fiku, a 1v4, the guy who has been banged through walls every single time that he pushes a short, and maybe possibly a third time might be the charm dito for OG. Fiku just walks into the crosshair of Hobbit na ngayon, mga kaibigan. 15 rounds Match point na ngayon ng Cloud9. One step closer to knock out itong OG sa best of 3 natin.
Man, you can see the hunger in their eyes to prove the world wrong. They are not done. They might have been eliminated sa kabilang tournament natin, but here, they show that they are still a force to be reckoned with right now. But, and I say this with lots of caution, the fact now that OG finally have their guns up, they finally have some kind of utility that can be used as well to make themselves more comfortable going onto the site. But Cloud9, they're taking a leaf out of the book ng OG. They're changing it up. They're changing their positions here. And very careful yung mga hawak na angulo dito. You have Shiro all the way up in the same angle that was held down by Neofrag and Dexter earlier in the game. But now, they're making their way onto the site, making their way downtown to another round.
Shiro?
Oh, no.
Oh no, the flank. That's gonna be coming in big later on. But the front line, that's all the attention to detail na ngayon for Fiku and the rest of the squad of OG. 2 versus 3. Cloud9 forced on the issue. Do they save the AWP? Yes, they have to. Because Axel's been locked away from heaven. Forcing itong si Shiro. 1v3 now. Holding yung pagbalik ng OG doon sa kanilang T-spawn. And because of that aggressive takeover at Monster that wasn't even noticed by the C9 anchors. Oh, Sheeran sees defeat. He doesn't hit the shot though. Now they know that he's all the way over to the T-spawn area. At tinatakbuhan na agad din Neofrag. Ang ganda ng flash. At binabalik na agad dito sa stack. A really good shot from Shiro. But that's all that he can get, man. Sobrang low on HP ni Dexter. And just as they have enough time to kill him, they just let them live. You know.
And we are on the precipice of going into match point, but for some reason we can still hear some music in the background.
I know, right? I think it's like their theme song.
Yeah.
You know what, Josh? You know what? At this point, I'm okay with not having music because the action has been amazingly synced up. Axel backed into a quarter kanina, but he retreats back to the safety of his teammates. Hawak kamay, sama-sama, nag-force buy na agad of OG. Look at all the money and the guns that they have right here. Axel pushes too far, A-main locked away. And OG, they have a perfect inkling of this situation. They have pushed away the top rifler of Cloud9, but they have Shiro. Actually, on a backstab, Fiku finds him before he can retreat back to site. Nafany finds Neofrag, but before he can even capitalize on a second, Nico has perfectly placed his crosshair. Cloud9, again, choking, possibly on another match point victory na meron dapat. And OG, oh my god, possibly extending the game, possibly to overtime, my friend.
Yeah, you can feel the pressure coming in from all sides, but as a Cloud9, it's almost like you're being pushed in to the worst kind of corner right now. Because look at this, Buster and the Hobbit have to clear every single angle, and Buster does get one kill. Kaso, hindi nila alam kung ano nangyayari dito. They're trying to come in with that defuse. Hobbit coming in clutch, down to a 1v1. He turns the wrong way, upgrades his gun, but it's still gonna be another round para sa OG.
Timeout.
It has to be a timeout.
No. I don't think they have any more timeouts actually. Not that I realize.
Almost about both sides.
Yeah. No. I think
OG still has.
OG has.
No?
I don't think OG has enough. You know what? I blame them not having music.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, kasi yun yung clear indicator kung may timeout sila o hindi eh.
Yeah, you keep forgetting like whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
On the precipice of Cloud9's victory on a clean 2-0, we both know now that OG has brought them the distance.
Oh my
and
god!
Nico gets one of the most impactful frags right now. Nafany is down. That means that there's one less person to worry about over towards B site. But OG is still patient. OG want to make sure that they deal as much damage as possible before they want to go in. And there it goes. Axel coming in over from the connector. The trade is there. It's a 4v3. And now it's a complete mess of the map right now.
Oh my god.
Sa mangyayari to. Shiro trying to find some kind of purchase over here towards the bat side, but the timing is just not right.
Oh,
They're already rotating their attention over towards B side, and Shiro's not even close to what could be happening right now. There's so much noise.
dude, look at that. Nafani has been on the same wallbang spot for a couple of rounds now, and that's the only time that he got punished on the most important round para sa OG. And this just snowballs. 2 quick picks papunta dito sa Cloud9, and now they're desperate. Buster trying to land these shots on the low player of Flames. But because he has been given space, Shiro just has the perfect lineup. Batay agad si Nico and could get another kay Flames. They lock away the players away doon sa pagpursyon A. But since he has the bomb, he can just run onto the A site. At nandito pa rin naman si Hobbit, who just waiting for the perfect time. And Neofrag just finds him dito. At the shot just lands onto Hobbit, but Neofrag so low on HP. Dexter on top, but gets denied by Buster. Gets denied by Shiro. And Cloud9 on the second encounter against the players on OG. They denied them for the second time in a row.
The maturity ng OG to bring Cloud9 this far. Man, it's been 2 maps. We've been brought the distance both times. But in the end, Cloud9 walking away with a clean 2-0 is all that matters to them. They keep their upper bracket spot. OG is knocked down, but they do still have the option. They have the possibility of still moving forward kasi syempre ganun naman talaga double elimination. The hope is not lost, but right now, Cloud9's gotta be feeling good because they have made the statement that they are 100% sure that they have the power to be a world-class team.
I like the respect between uppers, man.
There is, look at
Tignan mo
this, it's
yun?
all smiles, man.
That's when you know they had fun, you know? And
Man, the full 30
Diyan mo
in
nalalaman
both
na
maps, but
sobrang healthy
Cloud9, they are the
ng
team
game
to
nila
seal
dito.
this one out
That's
into OG,
just
trying to rewrite the
beautiful.
course of history, but unfortunately their fate looks like it was written in the stars. Not eliminated
that's
here in
just
Rio, but Cloud9
a beautiful
players, they
ending
are the
to a
team make
beautiful
it through the
series.
playoffs.
Despite 2-0, OG, they have shown that they can contend. And that was so close. That was so close. It just came sa isang decision that just went in favor of Cloud9. And that just shows that they have improved a lot, man. The last time that they have felt, or at least dealt with each other, it wasn't as close as it was ngayon, man.
It's not, man. I think the rounds in the games, the last time that they actually met, were a lot more convincing. But right now, it's down to the wire. 14-16 on both maps. No, yesterday we kind of had the same storyline built up with our underdog coming out on top. But today, the experience and the maturity of Cloud9 as a team brought them over the finish line, guaranteed their spot here in the upper bracket for now, knocking OG down. And, well, they've made the statement that they have to still be respected. Oh, sure, they didn't qualify for the next major, but, man, doesn't matter if you have this kind of power, right?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta give it to a lot of like the star power from OG, right? Dexter stepped up a lot of the time. Lalo na nung nakita natin dun sa Mirage where he has been hitting these nutty shots from the AWP. And it kind of carried over, but it just wasn't at a point na, you know, parang Fiku level. Kasi Fiku was the guy who's actually like the impactful player. He was just getting caught, unfortunately, doon sa may short where Nafani just had the wall bang. You kind of have to give credit to Nico too kasi he's also been carrying a lot of the top spots. Unfortunately though, man, somebody like Shiro just is an equalizer kung kailangan mo ng napakalakas na AWP player. I mean, sasabi ko sa iyo both Axel and both Shiro, they have pulled their weight all around dito, but kudos to OG for actually putting their best effort. Kasi everybody was expecting a 2-0 dito, but this didn't feel like a 2-0. Napagod din ako katulad ng pagod ni OG na ramdaman ko yung burnout from both teams, and I am sure that they have deserved the spot that they have today. Cloud9, they have won in the end. Before we can end off though, Josh, you have anything to say before we actually log out of our stream again?
I think the most of what could be said really was recapped in the last few exchanges we had. Cloud9 really just showing their firepower on top of the synergy and the maturity they have as a team. And I think this is gonna be a recurring theme later on in our brackets. Whether or not Cloud9 can still keep that upper bracket spot remains to be seen. And we're gonna be looking at a lot of pressure being thrown in the face of Cloud9 because they need to still be able to withstand this pressure to make it known that they are still a powerhouse, that they are not gonna easily be knocked down into the lower bracket, and that they're not chokers.
A lot to prove for Cloud9 despite the championship material, and a lot to prove for everybody else dito sa IEM Rio 2023. Pero before that, we would like to thank our sponsors for making IEM 2023, the Filipino broadcast, possible sa Focus Fire Gaming. Mega Party, meron tayong free 275 pesos bet sa Mega Party ngayon para sa first 10 people na magme-message sa page natin on our Facebook. PM na kayo para ma-assist namin kayo right here, right now. So YouTube top players naman natin, yung first 10 people na mag-PM sa Facebook will also get yung free 275 pesos. Kaya mag-bet na kayo sa Mega Party, or gusto nyo, click nyo na lang yung link in the description and use our code FocusFire, then PM us on Facebook to know kung paano nyo i-claim yung free 275 pesos. Thank you din sa Skin Club, and you need to check them out now para you can get a 10% discount bonus by clicking the link in the description as well. You can also check out CSGO Fast. Nakikita mo yung mga commercials na nakikita natin, Josh, diba? It's entertaining for a reason. Kaya gamitin nyo na yung ating promo code FocusFire or just click the link in the description below. That is it for us dito sa ating group stage games for IEM Rio 2020. Thank you so much for everybody who have watched us from start to finish, and thank you sa talent din, si Doc, si Sneaky, si Naufu at saka si Echo, and us, Dad Femina at saka si Josh, for the last night of IEM Rio 2020. We'll see you tomorrow for more games and more Counter-Strike para sa inyo.